So hello and welcome wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day or night it is, to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's November. It's qualifier race number 1. The year is very quickly coming towards a close when we get to the end of December. If you follow the standard calendar year that we follow in Europe, which is where we're based here, Emma Martin and myself, Matt Payne, in the studio, putting words to the action and hopefully keeping you entertained and informed all the way through the show without a break and pause and without even a breath. But that's unlikely to happen.
Well, I can't believe it's November, but it is. And we're going to Australia to Wollongong. But of course, it's not Wollongong as you know it if you have been following the Sunday Race Club for a long time. This is the new Wollongong course, 37.2 kilometres, 506 metres. And the reason it's new is because we go round the other way. Yes, we do indeed. So the riders come out of the pen, and at the 3.1 kilometre marker, they hit the first of two climb segments. They go up the Wollongong climb, and they go up what used to be the descent. It's now the ascent, 1.7 kilometres of climbing, an average of around 5.4%, but there are some very, very steep sections out there on the climb. Expect, well, gradients topping 15%. They come down the other side, and it's a very, very fast, short descent, and then they head into town. A lot of gradient changes through that midsection. They go through the two sprint checkpoints, the Wollongong Sprint and the City Beach Sprint, before they go up the Wollongong climb again for the second time. At the 21.4 kilometre marker, when they hit that polka dot banner at the top, they've got 15.8k to the finish line. And there is the Aquarium Sprint checkpoint. Well, just 3.2k from that checkered flag today. The sprint competition is going to be a tricky one because, of course, they've got to get over the Wollongong climb first. So expect some new names in that green skin suit. Well, the polka dots, they're going to be decisive today, I think.
Yes. The climb of Wollongong is steep, it's sharp, it's got the double summit. We have the segment finish at the second part of that checkpoint. That's in our women's race. Our women's race going before the men's race, as usual, here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. 6 race categories. Category 6 are standard race category. The first step up, category 5. Second step up is in category 4, and so on until we reach our elite riders. Each of our race categories represented by a different colour of race jersey. Category 6 are in the purple jerseys. They have the number 6, oddly enough, written on the back of the jersey. Some really good teams racing here. Now, good to see that we've got the FCC, the Femme Cycle Club Cadence crew. They actually took 3rd place in our monthly finals last week around the Cahul, along with Denise and Scriven. Doing the business there for the Femme Cycle Club Cadence crew. They were just behind the WEZ6 squad, Almeida, Kirchner, Lloyd, Belly and Pens, and the Four Corner Force, the team of Bridget Bremner, Liz Smithson, Katia Yaskalainen and Monica Hadjuk, the riders who took the victory. And really interesting to know on the way through, you don't need to win your race category in terms of individuals to take away the team competition. The team competition was won by a team whose top rider was in 5th place in terms of Four Corner Force. So Category 6 away. Individual racing today because it is just the end of the month that the riders are in their teams. But remember, of course, they need 2 qualifying rides to be eligible to join a team in the finals. This being Qualifier 1, the first chance of being able to do so as the riders come out of the pens and head right rather than left. So keeping the shoreline to their right-hand side and the seat to the right. Heading out, and they'll make their way around towards the Vink flyover, then up onto the climb very quickly. The Vink flyover named because it is a key breakaway point, as used by a certain Michael Vink, who used it for a long solo breakaway on multiple occasions when we first came here. This time around, we go the opposite direction, so we go the straight up over the overpass, and then spiral around to the right, but then we're very quickly onto the climb. I'll be heading the way of our riders soon. Category 6, Emma, it was great rating last week. I really enjoyed watching the Category 6 and watching it back.
Yes, it was really, really good racing last week. And it was a really tight competition. You know, Kalu took Top spot, Haglund, Domnice, Almeida and Bremner. 31 riders on the start sheets today, and it's really great to see some of those riders riding really strongly, but a real different mix on the start sheets today. But there we go, dropping into the pain cave. How many riders can you see? I
Good
see
evening,
3.
everybody. Look at this. This is brilliant, isn't it?
That is superb.
So we're just in with Jacqueline Francisca de Silva Kirchner, one of our riders who we know who takes away victory. And I think Nikki Lloyd, by the sounds of it, is there as
Do you know,
well.
I did wonder because she is on her travels at the moment. So Nikki Lloyd, after racing the Jebel Hafid last week, she got on a jet plane. She jetted across the world to visit her Sunday Race Club compatriots. And look at that. When I saw her name on the start sheet today, I thought, no way is she racing. But yes way she is.
And I think that's going to be. I think Marie Nevo is the other rider that's in there. So good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Great to see you. Enjoy the race club. It is meant to be fun somewhere along the lines as well as being great racing. I tell you something. For me, it's really important when you do get to see people getting together. You know, it reminds us just why you need to be friends with people, because it gives you that extra support. And you can see as they come onto this climb going over the Vink overpass, we're going to go into this right-hand spiral now down, you know, that they're riding, inspiring each other.
Well, talking about riding and inspiring each other, do you know what? There are so many reasons to come and join the Sunday Race Club. But if you want to make friends and visit them around the world, I mean, it is one of those really unintended consequences of riding your bike. And it happens, it really, really does. Nikki Lloyd, I know she's been to Venice, she's been to Australia, and she's now in Brazil. And every single
That's
trip,
some serious air miles.
Every single trip, she's visited and met people she's ridden with and raced with on the Sunday Race Club.
Brilliant. Nikki Lloyd, Nikki Lloyd's avatar, the one that we're featuring on our screen. You can see at the moment right in this leading group with Weber and Lopez, along with Almeida and Damnice Scriven in here as well. We'll be heading in, I'm sure, for our weekly checkup and just see what's going on in the world of Mel Scriven at some point in the very near future. In fact, look at this.
She's in a different room.
A different room or a different camera angle?
It's a different camera angle.
Yeah, there you go. You see, don't ever doubt my technical geekiness of knowing what the camera angle is.
Do you know, it's her 28th Sunday Race Club today.
Happy 28th Sunday Race Club, Mel. Fantastic. Quite incredible. So Mel is in here, one of the riding in the hot chili jersey. For those people who don't know, that's not just a particular type of pepper. It is actually a tour and ride company. And
in the UK?
In the UK and elsewhere, they actually go around the world. Sven is their guru. Sven. I will remember his surname in a moment. I know whether to call him by his first name whenever I've seen him, but that's
too much cyclocross
yes,
yesterday.
Indeed.
Don't call him Sven Nice.
No, definitely not. Lots of cyclocross yesterday. Anyway, back to the next category to go, because it's our first category up from category 6. It's category 5. The category 5 race teams represented once again. In category 5, our top 3 teams in the finals last week. Phoenix taking 3rd place, Pedal Dancers taking 2nd, and the Powerbike squad taking the top spot. Only 9 seconds separating the 1st and 2nd teams, and less than 2 seconds separating the 2nd and 3rd place teams. And really interesting to put the leading team of the Powerbikes. That's Loxley, Goodall, Lazaret, Idzik, and Warren taking top spot. Time to go racing in category 5 on our first qualifier of November. Away go the riders. This could be a very interesting race in category 5, I think, because I think there's some riders who this course are going to be looking at this going, yeah, we're going to break this apart early.
Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Can I just say congratulations to Maria Wilhelm and to Amy Loxley, who after such a brilliant race last week have gone up to category 4. Congratulations, really, really well deserved. Leaving 33 riders on the start sheets in category 5 today. Now, second place. Where am I? Second place?
Where are you? In the studio?
I know, I am in the studio. Hannah Goodall took 3rd place. That's what I was after. Felicia Lazarad took 4th last week on her 3rd Sunday Race Club ever. What a move. Absolutely brilliant. 5th went to Natalia Idzik. She rode a really strong race. And going with that theme of Felicia Lazarard. She rode really well. This is another brand new rider to the Sunday Race Club today. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club, Layla. Absolutely fabulous to have you here. I understand she's coached by a certain Mohammed Mukhtari.
Oh, so if it all goes wrong today, she can blame Mohammed Mukhtari, her coach, for
And if it
for
all
this.
goes well, she can say thank you very much. It was a brilliant thing to do.
Indeed, and fantastic to see Layla out and racing on the Sunday Race Club.
She's
Welcome.
also the very first woman from Turkey to race the Sunday Race Club. So congratulations.
Really? You're sure about that one?
I understand.
Wow. A first record breaking already on her very first Sunday Race Club. That's what we like to see. Personal achievements and taking that away. And very nicely into the group here in Category 5, tapping that rhythm at the moment. And you can just see the avatar there, just near the front of the group, just breaking the breeze at the moment. You can see that the Watts numbers now going into the green, just dropping in. Coach Mohammed just in the background. They're just keeping a check, making sure. And a lot of riders coached on the Sunday Race Club and in riding in general. We've got to remember that this is racing, and coaches, I'd have to say, don't buy a new bike, get a coach. It's probably the best, pound for pound, euro for euro, AED for AED that you can spend.
Well, I don't disagree.
To make it go quicker anyway.
Now, to stick with the theme, like Layla, joining the Sunday Race Club for the first time, Laura Vanenpa as well, riding the Sunday Race Club for the first time today. She's been on MyWhoosh since January. But fabulous to have her here as well. So if you are new to the Sunday Race Club, welcome. It's great to see you.
It certainly is. Welcome to any of our new riders. One rider who's definitely not a new rider. It is Brooke Samuel. Brooke fast becoming a regular on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Another very, very strong rider, and definitely a rider who I think should know this course to some degree, given that she's an Australian rider in Australia.
Well,
I mean, I know it's a big nation.
She's also queen of the recovery cookie. And
yes.
If you want to know what I'm talking about, head over to Brooke Samuel's social media feed and give her a follow.
I love a cookie. In fact, I love everything sweet. Full stop. I have a very sweet tooth.
Well, you need to head over to Brooke Samuel's social media feed and give her a follow.
I'm probably sure I do already. I think you might find. I'm pretty sure I do. Any cookie, recovery cookie is good, but any cookie. So category 5 heading in towards climb number 1, the first of our checkpoint segment sections. It's basically what were segments, which were fastest through the segment, have now been for 2025. The checkpoints, as we dive in with Alexandra Knowles, more artwork on display from Alexandra. Thank you very much for your message, Alexandra, who got in touch at Matt Fixpain on Instagram. I'm not being rude, just social media at the moment is somewhat hit and miss, I have to admit, on my part.
Well, she did get in touch. She's going to tell us what she said to you.
Yes, you can indeed buy Alexandra Knowles' artwork. So if you fancy some artwork, get in touch with Alexandra. Because you can actually buy and commission artwork from her. Now, let's dive in with Category 4. There are our next set of riders to hit race start. The Category 4 team competition. It was very fiercely fought over, with the Unshakable squad taking 3rd place. We had the Unity Vibe squad taking 2nd, but the Rebel riders really dominant. Set up by taking 1st and 2nd place, but their 3rd counter, 15th position. It shows you wherever you are on this race, in the race fields, when you're in that team competition, you have to fight. So the Rebel riders, Isabella Kawazuska, Caroline Manfron, and Maria Halmarson, backed up by Susanne Stedman. They are the riders who took the team competition in Category 4 last week. In our finals, we're back into qualifier number 1. The cycle continues.
It does indeed. And
all puns intended.
Category 4 are up and out and away from the pen. And Caroline Manfron and Isabella Kawazuska progressed to Category 3 after what was a phenomenal performance from both of those two riders last week. Manfron took the sprint competition and the climb competition, but then got taken by teammate Kawazuska for the win. So it really was phenomenal teamwork from those two, and really strongly seeing them go to Category 3. Now, left behind today, Veronika Wojcikova is here. Marion Wittler is here. She took 5th place last week. It also was her 2nd Sunday Race Club ever. So she has got on board and very quickly engaged with the Sunday Race Club. Catherine Tompkinson, she's been on the Sunday Race Club. She knows what she's doing. She's got a huge screen in front of her. Absolutely brilliant.
Morning, Catherine. Good to see Kath Tompkinson in action.
In the UK now.
It is early in the UK now with the clocks changing. I'm loving the keyboard. With the Aurora light sort of just cycling its way around. It's superb. That absolutely love that. I've got one of those sat just on the side of the studio here, actually, just to keep things entertaining. One of the riders riding for the Fem Cycle Collab. In fact, Category 4 could be considered the semi-home of the Fem Cycle Collab, because if you add together all the riders who are here riding for them, I make it 11 riders. He adds up very quickly. I'm maybe getting it slightly wrong.
Yeah, slightly wrong there, but never mind. I make it 10.
Okay, maybe 9. We'll see.
We'll go 1 either way, but Jacqueline Almeida on your screen at the moment, because the Category 6 pack, well, they are coming towards that polka dot banner for the very first time, and Almeida is in the mix with Smithson and Hagland. Rosura Hagland is pushing on the front and battling with Liz Smithson at the moment for that polka dot skin suit.
Oh, that was close.
Almeida nicely marking the moves, though, in third. Hagland is the rider in polka dots.
So Hagland takes away the top spot. Smithson in second, Almeida in third, Devonice in fourth, and Jääskeläinen in fifth position as they go over the top. First point scored 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 points for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, respectively. So reverse the numbers except for number 3, which is the same.
Yeah, and I tell you, 7 seconds separating the top 6 riders going over there, and we could see those riders come back together again. But at the moment, Smithson and Hagland, the 2 riders off the front, and this to me really depends on what they choose to do now. They could choose to push on. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very long 30 kilometres for the duo if they do, but, well, they could choose to take some recovery, and that to me looks as though what might be the option for them today.
Just down in with Palmer Mongelli, who still has the Halloween up on the side there. Yeah, I'm loving the fact there's now a ghost or a boo, depending on which way what your description is. They're added to the skeleton and the pumpkin as well. Interestingly, Halloween is actually originally an Irish invention.
No, where did you get that from?
Yep, originally coming from Ireland and then went to America with the
but it's got to be
Irish
involved
immigration.
In folklore and all
it's all
sorts of
Celtic
different
folklore.
Histories.
Yeah, it's an old Celtic tradition that was then adopted to come across, which is why Ascension Day, which is the 1st of November, which is the Christian festival that follows immediately the old pagan festival of Halloween or All Hallows Eve.
There we go. I'm sure there's other rationales around the world as to why people celebrate around that time of year. There often are.
Indeed. Well, it was often regarded as the start of winter by many cultures
this is
in
the
Northern
start
Hemisphere.
Of the Category 3 race.
Yeah, let's go to Category 3 race. Who are going to be the first step up from Category 4, oddly enough, as you can see going up by numbers. Category 3, team number 3 was the team from Yellow. They took third place. Grit taking second place. And the Riot Squad, a really strong riding. In fact, their squad of General and Barbara Balara, they had their point scorers, though. Anne-Marie Lip, who took 10th place from New Zealand. Brittany Litton taking 8th place from New Zealand. And Anna Russell taking 2nd place from New Zealand as well.
Yay!
A whole New Zealand top 3. So 2nd, 8th and 10th gave the Riot Squad top spot in that team competition.
Away go, Category 3 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. 30 riders on the start sheets today in Category 3. Anna Russell and Flavia Lopez, the 1-2 from last week, moving up into Category 2. That's going to be a really great addition to the Category 2 race. Now, let's not forget, Manfront and Karl Wazuska have come up into Category 3, so they're in the pack just out the start pen on the right-hand side of your screen. As we watch Tanya Holweiler moving towards that polka dot banner on the left-hand side of your screen, that Category 5 race coming to the top of the Wollongong climb for the first time. Holweiler, Ervek, Itzik, Bago and Knowles, well, they are the riders at the front of that Category 5 pack, but Holweiler's just put her nose out in the wind because that is one big pack behind at the top of the Wollongong climb for the first time.
10 seconds between the leaders and that big pack as they went through the banner. However, now that is going to come back together again on the descent down. Remember, the descent is the two-step descent, so big downhill, a little bit of a kicker up, then another downhill on the way down. Back in with Category 3.
Yeah, and well, Category 3, the pack are rolling and rolling strongly out of the pen at the 700-metre mark. We're in with Julia Walkenhurst at the moment. Now, Angelica Altamarino took third last week. Melaine Proust took fourth. And Gemma Daniels took fifth. Julia Walkenhurst, well, I think she could go well today. It's that type of course. The Category 3 course record on this course, we've only raced this course once before, 62 minutes 44 seconds, actually held by Holly Bergen, who's a Category 2 rider now. Always good to see Julia Walkenhurst. She's one of those riders who really is a fundamental part of the Sunday Race Club. She's always here. She's ever present, and that's really good to see. New riders to the Sunday Race Club. Chelsea Magnus in Category 3. Her first Sunday Race Club was last week. Welcome to the crew. Jana Prio as well. It's her first Sunday Race Club today. So 2 brand new riders to the Category 3. Valentina Desenia on your screen at the moment. She's not new to the Sunday Race Club, but she is here and she rides really strong.
Really strong sprinter originally. Now turned into being a good climber as well. Took 9th place last week in the finals, and good to see Valentina Desena on our screens once again as we go diving back down around the overpass as we come spiraling down underneath whence we've just came and head out onto the course once again, heading back north again. So the riders in categories 6, 5 and 4, along with Category 3, up on to race route already. I'm going to do a quick bit of housekeeping whilst we have the once we have the moment, before Category 4 reaches the summit of the climb, because a couple of things. Quick reminder, make sure that you download the latest version of MyWhoosh. Make sure you do that update if you're going to go and race on any of the leagues. Do it nice and early, 5.4.0. Please do make sure you get that in nice and early, get that update done, because there's lots of new great features on there. In with Kim Manila at the moment, our Filipino rider in the bunch in here. Another great rider. Good to see Kim this morning, this afternoon, this evening. I think if Kim is in the Philippines, it will
UAE
be
normally
in the afternoon. But if it is UAE at the moment for Kim, then that is going to be morning, just.
Well,
and if you're anywhere else, Kim, hi. Because you could be anywhere in the world. Let's face it, this is cycling esports.
Yeah, and Kim Manila, she's one of those strong young riders on the Sunday Race Club, and we know her for her sprint and her really strong finishes. And I tell you something,
think today's course would suit her.
I was about to say exactly the same thing. You know, she's in that pack at the finish. She really is going to be one to watch out for today, and this could go really well for her. So the first Sunday Race Club of November. It's not the 1st of November. It's actually the 2nd of November. Today, just in case you'd forgotten, like me. It is Qualifier 1.
Qualifier 1 on the 2nd of November.
Yes.
Of the 11th month. Now, here we go, up over the top of the climb. Part 1 of the 2-stage summit. And at the moment, it's Salgado who's got a little bit of a lead on De Pavia. You can see the 2 riders here. Camilla Salgado, the rider in person on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Michelle De Pavia on the left-hand middle of the screen. You just see the kick now come from De Pavia to try and push on. But look at Salgado go here. She really has got the bit between her teeth. Lam Kong is coming though at speed, and now Lam Kong comes up alongside, goes on the left here. That's a big kick from Lam Kong to go through. Salgado's going to take second. It's going to be Vinart taking third, potentially from De Pavia. Just waiting for the screens to update. At the moment, it is Kong, Salgado, Vinart, and then De Pavia.
I know, but take a look at just how hard Salgado and De Pavia are working in that battle.
Yes.
What a shot to have on our screens. And Lam Kong, I mean, anybody who's followed Lam Kong racing, she was with us some time ago on the Sunday Race Club and riding strongly, and then she was away from the Sunday Race Club for some time before she's made a return, and it is fabulous to watch her coming back onto the Sunday Race Club and getting stronger and stronger.
Yes.
Camilla Salgado picks up 4 points. Lisa Weinert picks up 3. Karen De Pavia picks up 2. Suzanne Stenman, who also is a rider who's been riding very strongly recently, picks up 1 point. While we drop back in with Category 3 because they now are also on the Wollongong climb for the first time. And we're in with Brittany Lytton. The garage doors are open. The nighttime air is coming into the studio. And Brittany Lytton is rocking and rolling.
Indeed, and I thought the performance last week, which was because I've been watching it back. Brittany Lytton's performance, an 8th place last week, was actually a really good performance. Because I think this is a course that suits Brittany more so than maybe the Yebble Her Feet climb that we saw that we had in our finals, because this is a course that needs good recovery, and Brittany Lytton does good recovery and then sprint again.
My question was, what does she have all over her handlebars?
Towel.
Was it a towel?
I don't know, something like that. I couldn't tell. It was a little bit blurry on my screen.
I know. I was trying to study it.
It wasn't just your eyes, don't worry.
That's fine then. That makes me feel better. My contact lenses are working today. Well, Brittany Lytton is right at the front of the pack at the moment in this Category 3 race. They're around halfway up the ascent of the Wollongong climb for the first time. She's got company, though, because Julia Walkenhurst is right on her tail. Manuela Vasquez is as well. Isabella Karwazewska is there. Sabrina Horner, Caroline Manfron. See, I told you Manfron and Karwazewska would be welcome in Category 3. Stephanie Briggs, Jen Real, Barbara Bulwara. Never discount Barbara Bulwara.
No.
She's a strong rider. There are some great races in here.
There is, and I think for me, this Category 3 race is going to be pretty brutal today, because I don't think anybody's going to give anyone any breaks. There's going to be no free rides today because of the course profile, because we go straight into this Wollongong climb. We drop off the other side. We've then got the second little kicker that comes in over the other side and dropping down. We go into the really bumpy terrain, really all the way to that sort of City Beach sprint checkpoint. And then we're back across past the Pens and back in towards Wollongong climb again. Now, there's not really anywhere. The only place you could, in theory, probably rest is a run down into the Aquarium sprint checkpoint. But that's so close to the finish, it's not going to happen. You've riders like Anne-Marie Lipp, top 10 last week, 10th place for Anne-Marie Lipp, part of that winning Riot squad. Look, you can see the effort here that Lip's putting in. This is a rider who is top 10 on a massive climb like the Yebble Her Feet, having to work her socks off here on the climb to stay in the group, because it is
it's a very
so
different
much pressure.
effort. It's a very different effort to the Yebble Her Feet. Yebble Her Feet was a long, steady base climb. This is short, it's sharp, it's punchy.
Steppy.
It's really steppy. This is sort of 5 minutes and it's over. So this is about 5-minute power, not 20-minute power or 30-minute power. Two very, very different things. Kim Bonilla, we said she'd be in the mix, and she is. She's in the group. Manfrom is there. Desenia is there. Proust is there. Brittany Lytton still at the front of the pack. That is one determined push and drive from the front. They're going to come around this left-hand bend, and then they're going to see that polka dot banner. It's in sight for a significant period of time, but they do descend and then climb again. So this is all going to be about how you can utilize the momentum. But that is one big pack of Category 3 riders coming in to challenge for the polka dot skin suit.
And you've got to kick over the top here. You've really got to drive. You can't come off the pedals and come off the power on this descent, because everybody else will be charging in that group towards you, and they can carry that momentum with the draft. It's 2 seconds to get from Lytton to Proust to Riel to Desegna to Benilla to Manfro. This is a big kick required. Proust has got a big kick, so is Riel. Can the answer Lytton? Lytton's gone first hard, 7.5 watts per kilo. Surely this is going to be Lytton's. I think Lytton is going to take this from Riel. And then McKay coming on strong towards the finish here. So real strong riding as they come up over the top there. Lytton takes away the points, taking away 5 points, going in first. Riel in second, Proust in third, McKay in fourth, and Esler in fifth.
And literally as Brittany Lytton puts on that polka dot skin suit, Category 2, well, they are away and out of the start. We're in with Sarah Lundin at the front at the moment. Rhiannon Denton is in there, Tiffany Penner, Rachel Brown, Maria Thompson, all in the mix as the Category 2 riders come out. 33 riders on the start sheets. Anna Russell, Flavia Lopez have come up into this category.
So let's run you through the team results from last week. Your top 3 teams. Remember, all the results available on www.mywhoosh.com/results. Go to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club for last week. Taking away 3rd place in the team competition, the FM Cycle Club United Cadence squad. Taking away 2nd place was the Core squad, but taking away top spot was the Watt team. A strong ride by them, a 2nd, a 4th, and a 7th. They're qualifying riders for Anna Caramello, Roberta Bassoni, and Sarah Roach, respectively. And backed up by Asulia Kasani as their 4th rider. The teams, 6 teams getting more than 3 riders in and over the line. Some really strong racing. All of the teams within 7.5 minutes of each other as well. So really strong racing from the squads on in category 2. Speaking of Roberta Bassoni, she's on our screens at the moment. So buongiorno to Roberta. Roberta, there, the pain cave with bikes in the background. Always like a bike in the background. Mountain bike, road bike, and on the cycling esports bike at the moment.
Yes, and she is indeed tightly in that pack on the right-hand side of your screen. She's got London, Russell, Penna, Caramello, all in this. You know, Anna Caramello, for me, is one of the riders who we don't say a lot about, but she's a really, really strong rider for that Cycle District squad. She took 2nd place last week. She is such a strong rider. Roberta Bassoni, who was just on our screen, took 4th. Sophie Giovanni, who took the win last week, has gone up into category 1. So that, I think, should be really good to watch her in there as well. Julie Markman on your screens. Well, she's the rider we're highlighting at the moment on the back of the pack. One of the newer riders to the Sunday Race Club. Kate Tridden is there. Guerrero is there. Vittori is there. They're going up the bridge.
Overpass, diving down back around underneath the bridge they've just got over and heading up towards the climb. The riders actually repeat this section, but take a right-hand turn a little bit further along when they go heading across in towards our finish by the wonders of MyWhoosh heading across over from city to city. Super, super fast. Good to have everybody along who's watching. Christopher Conant in as well. Good to see everybody in. Here and hello to you. Thank you for saying hello. Don't forget, if you want to send us a message, if you want to get in touch during the show, the place to do so it is on the YouTube channel, on the live chat. We do try and keep an eye on that simultaneously as everything else. Can't guarantee to answer straight away, but we do try and get to as many as we can. So you can pretty much post on there something if you've got questions, if you've got queries, if you are supporting somebody, just feel free to let us know. It's your instant access, as the saying goes. Now, in with category 2, going over the top of the first part of the risers, dropping down and then onto the second part of this summit. And it's slightly low, this part of the climb. And then we drop down and then go up onto the higher part of the climb. That's where the polka dot banner is. Who's going to take away the first of the points here today? Gonzalez Rua kicks first at 7.5 watts per kilo. Now goes up to 10 watts per kilo, but not shedding riders because Bassoni's coming at 8.5 as well. Wellner's gone over the top though at 10.5. Wellner, who's got a phenomenal sprint, goes over the top here, and Katarzyna Wellner, superb timing after Gonzalez Rua had led into that section. Wellner's kick just going over the top and that extra little bit of power.
Yeah, it was indeed. So Wellner takes the 5 points. Gonzalez Rua takes 4. Vittori takes 3. Brown takes 2. And Bassoni takes 1. Big group of riders, though. 18 riders pretty much going over the top together.
And good to see Rachel Brown in that group as well. So good to have Rachel in the group once again. Back in with category 1, in with Mina Coincident at the moment. The riders just making their way onto the lower slopes here of the Wollongong climb. A little bit of a descent, a little bit of a drop before we really start to see that climb kicking in. Coiston, of course, well truly in and had another good race last week in the race. But I think for me, Coiston 15th place on the big Yebble Her Feet climb. I think this is a course that suits Coiston more about kick and recovery.
Definitely.
And particularly on the basis that, you know, she's a rider who we know has got that kind of, she's got that fast twitch kick. That really, really
Yes.
works.
Yeah, she's a much more of a punchy rider and can really dig in deep.
So category 1 on the way up, Francesca Tomasi, the rider who took third place in last week's finals, part of that FCC Endorphins squad. She really was aggressive in the early stages of the climb, really worked hard, and definitely a rider who could well be featuring in the finals. I think for me, it could be very interesting to see how she goes on, but we will see how these riders are as we go in. Don't forget, of course, lots of run into the finals on the MyWhoosh channel. Make sure you follow MyWhoosh on social media. It's at MyWhoosh on Instagram and on Facebook to keep in touch with all the riders, the start list, where you can go watch. Don't forget, of course, you can go in person. You do need a ticket. It's free, but you do need a ticket to be there. So if you are in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE, or you're somewhere in the area, or you just fancy getting on the plane, doing a Nicky Lloyd and flying in to see your friends, then why not do it in Abu Dhabi when the finals is on the 15th of November? Going to be a fantastic event. And I'll be covering the race action. If you're not going to be there, you'll be able to follow. Tune in and join us across the YouTube channels and on Twitch TV, of course, for MyWhoosh. And we'll be bringing you all of the race action from those finals.
Already.
I know you're very, very giddy every time you see any of the paperwork that we've got amassing slowly but surely in the offices for the Sunday Race Club riders who are going across, because that's really, really kept you smiling a the way through. Now, one rider who we've seen smiling regularly on our screens is Francesca Tomasi. Tomasi, a regular rider on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, and I mean, you tipped her for being one of our real strong riders of the future a long time ago.
Oh, I think she's going to be top 5 at the Worlds.
Oh,
I shouldn't have said that out loud, should I?
I think top 3, to be fair. But
well,
there you go.
Okay, we'll debate that, but no pressure, Francesca. But
yeah,
great to see you riding really strongly.
Loads of pressure. You can deal with it. We've seen that. You just deal with it each week. Anybody who rides on the Sunday Race Club deals with pressure on a weekly basis.
Well, I have to say, she's been dealing with some great riding and some great racing as well, and it's been absolutely brilliant to see. The Yebel feat was absolutely fantastic for her last week. She took that third spot behind McCarthy and Guerra. Kolchinsky and Ahlberg were behind. Camilla Ahlberg is another rider. I know when I do talk about Camilla Ahlberg, I do say she's really one of those riders who goes under the radar quite a lot, which again, I think is a shame, because she is such a strong rider. Yeah. And you can never, ever discount her. And she, too, for me, is coming into some fabulous form at the moment as well.
I think if Camilla Ahlberg came from a nation with very little representation on cycling esports, we would be talking about her all the time, because she'd be the only rider from the wherever. But she's from Sweden.
I know.
And because there's so many good riders from Sweden, it really, to me, says that she is going to, it's like trying to find a tree in a wood. There's so many people who are so good in cycling esports from Sweden in the women's race field.
Well, let's bear in mind the 22 women on the stage. You're going to have 5 riders from Sweden, 5 riders from the USA, and you are going to have 2 riders from New Zealand, one of those being the defending champion, Kate McCarthy. And, I almost want to say I think she's untouchable, but there's going to be 21 women who disagree with me and are going to really give it a go. Well, Kate McCarthy pushing on there, going underneath that banner at the head of
Big
the
smile.
Category
She took
1
those
race.
polka dot jersey
Yeah,
there.
she just had to sneak that wheel out in front. She didn't have to do too much, and it's one big long line of Category 1 riders sweeping through there. And I tell you something, that was a steady climb from the, what did I say at the beginning? Just commentator's curse, eat my words. Kate McCarthy setting the fastest time up the climb, but Katarzyna Velner from Category 2, that's the second fastest time up the climb. Tomasi, Guerra and the rest of the Category 1 pack further back down the tables.
They are indeed a real mix of riders. So McCarthy taking away fastest time to that checkpoint in Category 1, Wellner in Category 2, Lytton in Category 3, Kong in Category 4, Howard in Category 5, and Hagland in Category 6. All those riders taking 5 points in that climbs competition. 2 climbs today. Both of them are the Wollongong climb, both approached in the same direction. So if that's a dress rehearsal, these riders will have to repeat that once again to take away top spot and take away maximum points. However, they'll be challenged on the way, particularly if the groups are together. Kate McCarthy now exchanging the rainbow jersey for the polka dot skin suit as the leader in the QM competition at the moment. As we take a look across categories 1, 2, 3, and category 4.
Wow.
Category 4 at the moment, 17.7k in already. Absolutely rocketing along.
Yeah, they're 2k from the base of the Wollongong climb for the second time.
Absolutely flying. Category 3, 15.1k, so they're about 600 meters from the sprint checkpoint. They come down this descent. This used to be the climb to the finish, in fact, where category 2 are coming down. You just see, category 3 going down. Category 2 at the moment, they're on their way round, heading into the left-hand turn at the moment. That's going to take them in to our Wollongong sprint at the moment. Somebody's gone for a long one off the front here, and I think this is a really, really smart move on this section. Of course, it's undulating as you come in, and then you've got to get that power down early. Meanwhile, in with category 1, Gabby Guerra at the moment on the descent, and you can just see really just turning the pedals around there. That's not Gabby Guerra on an effort. Gabby really does. You say about people who wear their heart on their sleeve. Gabby Guerra wears her ride on her face. She literally does. You could tell how hard Gabby's going. She really don't take up poker, Gabby. Honestly, because she gives everything, and you can see she's giving everything. I love that about a rider.
That.
No, I absolutely love it
it's
about a rider.
It's absolutely fabulous.
I want riders who've got emotion, who show what they feel, who show how much it means to them, who show that emotion. I don't want a bunch of robots who don't have any emotion.
Oh no, you're not going to get that.
No, we're not going to get that.
These are real people with real feelings and real passion.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. You can see how much it means to our riders when they are putting in those efforts. When we get that little look into the pain cave, quick reminder, if you are on the Sunday Race Club, we really do love to see what's happening in your world. Do get that camera on. Make sure that you join the Zoom room. Make sure that if you're using an iPhone or similar, that it's set to auto rotate and you put it in the landscape mode. That's the long flat one, not the tall thin one. So make sure you put it the right direction around, and also please make sure your name matches. So if you are Matt Payne, put Matt Payne. Don't put Matthew Payne in there. It doesn't work. Make sure you get exactly the right name. Palmer Mongelli has got Palmer Mongelli on there, who are in with at the moment. Really interesting, this category 4 race. Some real fractures in the groups because of the climb. And you could just see it's exploded. I mean, look at the distance back to Kath Tonkinson, 17 seconds, same to Ting Lu. You've got riders just broken across the course here at the moment.
Yeah, and Palmer Mongelli doing a good job at the moment, sitting there. She's got company, which is always great. Nina Dowling and Palmer Mongelli now just need to work together, the two of them. They're at the 18.4 kilometre marker. They are chasing the group ahead, and they've got riders from other categories in between, so it will give them some motivation to keep moving. The pack that are ahead of them are now on the left-hand side of your screen. Lam Kong, Diana Corrales, Camilla Salgado, Isabella Restrepo, all in there. Jenny Pentonen in there as well. So it's a strong group, and it's still a big group at that 19.5 kilometre marker. They're coming into the base of the Wollongong climb for the second time.
So at the moment, all 6 categories out on race route. If you are just joining us, we do have some new viewers each and every week. Thank you very much for joining us here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. My name is Matt Payne, alongside Emma Martin here today. You may have heard us on a number of other shows, including over 60% of the UCI's World Championship finals, because we do cover a lot of the UCI World Championships as well. We're covering the MyWhoosh powered UCI Cycling Esports World Championships, and we'll be bringing you the action from that as well. If you are watching and enjoyed it, then please do hit the subscribe button, whether you're watching on Twitch TV or on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, don't forget you can get in touch with us as well. 6 categories out on race route. Category 6 start first. There are standard race categories. Category 1 start last. They are our elite riders. All the riders can draft each other, so they can take advantage as they catch other riders out on course, and as faster riders catch them. So a great way to practice those skills if you're being caught by a faster race category, and gives that a little bit easier for us to cover everybody as they come and in and through the finish, and try and cover every one of our race riders.
Well, this group of riders are about to come in and around the corner to see the first sprint checkpoint of the day. McCarthy, Giovanni, Guerra, Mayer and Van Hooling on your screen at the moment. The question is, which one of those 5 riders, or will any of those 5 riders be looking to contend this checkpoint? And, well, Mayer there at the moment, but it's Miros on the front, and she's pushing on. Mayer, Velt, Kolczynski, Miros right at the front of the group now as they swing around that corner. Still some way to go, but the push now is on.
It is. It's an uphill drive into this line that you come into this left-hand turn. And if you've got the gap on the climb, it's so hard for everybody to bring that back because you can see the distance. It's almost half a race distance, half the distance between the budge and the finish line for Moroz, who's gone down the road. So Camilla Moroz at the moment is going to sweep up those 5 points comfortably. Behind it's going to be about the minor points, 3 checkpoints, 2 in between the 2 climbs, and then 1 towards the end of the Aquarium Sprint checkpoint. And that was a good move by Moroz to take that.
Well, it was indeed. So Camila Miros takes the Category 1 pack through. Gonzalez Rua led through Category 2. Lytton led through Category 3. Corrales led through Category 4. Idzik Category 5 and Smithson Category 6. Just going back to the Category 1 group. Sneaky move by McCarthy, though, to pick up points, and Tomasi, because, of course, there's one more climb to get over before that final sprint checkpoint. So Miros, Ulberg, McCarthy, Tomasi and Gallegos are the 5 riders who pick up points in that sprint checkpoint. And for me, it's going to be about, well, the final section of points on the Aquarium Sprint, which comes 3.2k before the finish line today. If we see a solo breakaway by McCarthy, well, she's already got herself on the points table in the sprint competition as well.
And interestingly, Mika Soderstrom there, a rider who I would suggest would have been potentially thinking about that sprint and maybe looking to grab a few points, keeping a powder dry here, maybe just looking more for the overall today rather than going for the individual sprint checkpoints. So Mika Soderstrom on your screens on the left-hand side of your screen was in person. The avatar still on our screens, and at the moment, Mika Soderstrom just at that 10.8 kilometre marker at the moment.
And 15 riders still in that leading group in Category 1. That first Wollongong climb, we saw it did decimate the Category 1 pack, and numbers of smaller groups off the back. 15 riders in the leading group.
So Wollongong climb number 2 is the second of our big climbs that the riders have to go up and over. Category 5 rider Natalia Idzik on your screen at the moment. She took 5th place on the second climb of Wollongong. Sabra Al-Rai taking 4th place. Hannah Goodall taking 3rd. Tanya Howala taking 2nd. And Martina Everheck taking away top spot.
And we have the Category 5 leading group, which Natalia Idzik is part of, mixed with the Category 6 leading group at the 23.2 kilometre marker.
And the second of our climbs taken by Sarah Haglin. Haglin taking away top spot, going over the climb of Wollongong for the second ascent. So it was Haglin from Damis, then Smithson, Jaskalainen and Almeida who took the points for the second time of asking. And a quick reminder, 2 climbs today that count for the climb checkpoints. So Haglin, as you can see in the polka dot skin suit there, having confirmed herself as the winner over all of that climbs competition, as long as she gets in and through the finish line.
Well, what is interesting part of this leading group is there's 5 Category 5 riders in here. That's the leading pack. There's 3 Category 6 riders in here, Smithson, Haglin and Jaskalainen. Well, no, actually, Jaskalainen is part of the chase group. Now, that's an interesting one because Jaskalainen and Vanempar, who's Category 5, those 2 riders are together behind. Then a little bit further back, Almeida, she's part and parcel of that Category 6 group. It's Denise who's in the leading group for Category 6, along with Smithson. Now, it's an interesting mix because the chase group are not that far behind. And as we've just seen with Category 5 catching Category 6, Category 4 could come up behind as well and sweep some of those riders through.
Certainly, that's the case because we've just seen them go over the climb. It was Michelle De Pavia who took the points and is confirmed as our winner in the climbs competition, taking those 5 points, adding to points on climb number 1. Stemmen in 2nd place, Corrales in 3rd, Haibor in 4th, and Vojka in 5th place as they came over the climb that time in and around. You see the leaders in Category 4 at the moment, just making the way across the descent. Meanwhile, Category 2 on the way in towards the sprint of the 15.7k marker. Real battle there between Gonzalez Rua and Penny. Gonzalez Rua, I think, just taking that.
Yes,
It's
she
the City
did.
Beach sprint. Gonzalez Rua from Penna, from Vittori, Caramello, and Vellner. Vellner scoring on the climb and on the sprints as well.
Strong ride today.
Indeed, so Gonzalez Rua, Bassoni, and Penna in there. Dorothy Gonzalez Rua doing what she does.
10 riders in that leading group in Category 2. So this course really is whittling it down.
I have to say, 3 riders on your screen. If you're picking a fantasy Category 2 league racing team, like you do the points teams, I think all 3 of those had to be strong contenders to be on your teams. Bassoni for the climbs, Gonzalez Rua because she's just an absolutely killer winner, and Tiffany Penna because she's such a strong rider. She'll give everything.
True. She's got a lot of power and punch.
Power, punch, determination, real thinking rider as well.
Yes,
which is really, really
that
important.
is very true. And obviously, the Canadian national champ.
Indeed, that is also a very handy thing. But in terms, I'm not sure it scores you any points in your fantasy league if you're
a PhD
champs.
student.
Wow, indeed.
There's a lot of sneaky PhD students in the peloton.
Yeah,
not that they're sneaky PhD students, but
Yeah, the PhD students who just sneak under the radar of the fact that they're actually students rather than having a proper job.
My jaw has just hit the floor in the studio, everybody. How dare someone say that doing a PhD is not having a proper job? It shows to me you've never done one.
No, definitely not.
It's more than a job, I tell you.
How does the phrase go? I wouldn't be a member of any club that would have me. Right, Brittany Litton on the climb at the moment. She's got a master's in being an absolutely incredibly aggressive rider who tries to dictate the pace. Definitely want to lecture rather than be lectured to the pace of the racing and the tempo of the racing. And Litton at the moment on the attack at the moment over the top of the climb. Now, she's got a bigger gap this time round from the group. Last time, this was about 2 seconds going over the top. But this time round, Litton has got 6 seconds on Prost, now 7, in fact, as she comes in. She's just gone over as they come into that descent. That is definitely going to give Litton surely the points here. She's got the green skin suit. This surely confirms her now as our polka dot skin suit winner and winner of that climbs competition. Good day at the office for Brittany Litton. No matter what happens realistically from here on in, she's 7 seconds clear. She comes underneath the banner.
Well, this strikes me as a concerted effort. This is a planned attack. This is a planned race, I think, from Brittany Litton. She's looked at it. She's gone, right, today I am going to execute this. I am going for Wollongong climb number 1. I am going for Wollongong climb number 2. I am absolutely going for this today. And she is executing a cracking race.
Very much so. Now, one set of riders who, despite Emma's prediction, they're going to race incredibly quickly. Do not say that again.
Well,
you guarantee it's going to be pedestrian-like in places.
It's not. Excuse me. The group at the front is down to 15 riders.
They're still only doing 32 kilometres an hour. Only 20 miles an hour on a 2% climb. Yeah, they are moving. The thing for me about Category 1, and it's true about all elite sport, is that elite sports people cannot afford to waste energy.
No, definitely.
In any way, shape, or form, because they're thinking about it not just from now, but also for future races. And what that leads to for me is when moves are made, they tend to be decisive because they are very much planned moves, but it does stifle. It stifles the spontaneity of it.
Well, they have a race program, don't they? And these riders will also have a training program and a race program aligned to that World Championships. And, well, like you say, sometimes you don't want to exert too much effort, but you want to exert enough to win the race. Well, Camilla Miros and Camilla Ahlberg at the moment are the 2 riders pushing on at the front for the next green sprint checkpoint. Miros in the green skin suit already. Ahlberg challenging for it and picking up the pace, but it is indeed Miros who's going to go underneath the banner first and confirm an additional 5 points for the City Beach sprint checkpoint. Giovanni Fua picking up 3 points and 2 points respectively. Kate McCarthy picking up 1.
So you can see Camilla Moroz taking away the checkpoint win there in Category 1 ahead of the Category 2 winner Gonzalez Ruhr by some 30 seconds in terms of time. Then Desegna coming through in Category 3, Corrales in Category 4, Isaac in Category 5, and Smithson in Category 6. Camilla Moroz absolutely fine. Really right in the mix. Clearly, if you got the name Camilla, you have some fast twitch fibre.
Well, maybe you do. Just a little note, because we've got 2 riders in the Category 1 race, around 15 seconds behind this group. That contains Kelsey Jade Van Shaw and Joanna Warren. They are locked together as a duo, working their way, I'm assuming, trying to get back to the group.
So Van Shaw and Titholm, the riders who are chasing at the moment. The riders in front, though, 15 seconds. You're not going to pull that back if you're 2 riders versus 15. Not when you're going to be heading towards the Vink overpass. You can actually just see it top left-hand side of the radar view at the moment. And you can see it on the course profile. It's that little bump heading towards the riders from the right-hand side of your screens.
Yeah, riders dropped a little bit further back in Category 1. Van Hove, Goslander, Bjarhead, Filensky and Larson.
Let's go into 2 of our phenomenal riders. Tiffany Pedder on the right-hand side of your screens in Canada. Kate McCarthy on the left-hand side of your screen in New Zealand. 2 very different time zones in the worlds, the Americas and Oceania. So real difference in the time that these riders are racing, united by the fact that they're racing on the same course, the same climbs, as do all of our riders in race category on each of our Sunday race clubs, giving it absolutely everything. Tiffany Penner, a very strong rider. Very interesting to see how Penner is racing here in that Category 2 race field, coming into the climb just ahead of Kate McCarthy. McCarthy has been absolutely flying.
Yes.
Recently, and very much the rider to beat. And I agree with you. She's not unbeatable. Nobody's unbeatable. You just need to have a bad day at the office, and you can be beaten no matter how good you are. However, you know, for me, unless something goes dramatically wrong, McCarthy is just nailed on.
Well, can I just say, let me just say this. Last week on the Jebel Hafid, the October final, Kate McCarthy set a 20-minute power best. Now, a 20-minute power best on the way into the World Championships. That's the time to be coming into superb form. And let's just say, well, she's never been in bad form ever, but she is really on fire at the moment. And her numbers, well, they are looking seriously good. Now, let's just take a quick look at where we are at the moment. So at the head of the race, on the right-hand side of your screen at the 28.7 kilometre marker, we've got the Category 6 leaders and the Category 5 leaders, all in one large group. Around a kilometre behind them are the leaders in the Category 4 race, who are sweeping through the Category 6 and Category 5 chase groups. It is merging into a large group at the moment on the road. We're in with Candice Dobbins at the moment, and you can see there the Category 5 rider. She is just off the back of Susanna Lopez. She gets up and out of the saddle and pushes, driving to try and get back in on the wheels. She needs to try and get back into the group who are ahead of her. They're only 2 seconds up the road. Great group to get in with if she can. Now, they're on the flatter section coming in towards the aquarium climb and sprint checkpoint, which is the run into the finish. And Dobbins, now this is a really instrumental part of her race. She's got to get in that draft, and saying it and doing it are 2 very different things, I know, but that is exactly what Candice Dobbins needs to do. She's doing a sterling job at the moment, absolutely driving onto the back of the group ahead. Soon as those numbers go green, there you go, she's green, she's in the draft. Now she can take some recovery. She can just stay on those wheels, and great work from Candice Dobbins. So Dobbins on your screen, we've watched her close the gap, we've watched her get back into the group, but a little bit further back down the road at the 18.6 kilometre marker, they're coming into the base of the Wollongong climb for the second time. Now, I imagine in this group, there's a lot of thinking now, second time up the Wollongong climb, who's going? How hard do I have to work to stay in the wheels? What's going to happen? I'm not making any predictions
McCarthy's
anymore.
going to attack on the first steep section. with Guerra chasing hard behind, trying to get into, trying to take it all the way into the finish against McCarthy. Both riders using it as a great workout for the World Championships as well. With behind them, everybody else looking to maximise their placing, also maximise their training simultaneously as they make their way in towards our finish. Along the way, a few people will do better than they think, a few people will do worse than they think, and a few people will go, "Oh my goodness, what am I doing here? This really hurts."
Today is not my day. I've had days like that.
Just a quick question, just a query, and I'm sure maybe Milan not alone in this. If you join the SRC, the Sunday Race Club, do you need to be selected by one of the teams, or how do you join? Do you just join a low category? So basically, if you go to mywhoosh.com and go on to events, and then scroll down through the events, don't go onto the men's or the women's specific pages up at the top of the events, but go down to the general Sunday Race Club pages. There is a full details of what you need to do. So basically, to join the Sunday Race Club, there's a real event overview on there. At the moment, it's sandwiched between the missions and the workout sections. And when you go on there, it'll tell you what you need to do in terms of performance, in terms of passport and everything else that you need to do to make sure that your equipment's right. Follow that process, and once you've done that, you'll basically be allocated a category. Race that category. Join anytime. You can race the finals, you can race the qualifiers, but to race in a team at the finals, you do need to have raced 2 qualifying events. If you do that, then you have a chance of being on a team. And depending on whether you're in the men's or the women's, depends on whereabouts. The easiest way to find a team is if you run the Sunday Race Club, loads of people will be chatting to you. And there's lots of great ways to get a team. Now, we're going to dive back across to 3 of our riders from the United States of America. Candice Dobbins, Elizabeth Van Heuling, and Nicole Mayer. 3 very strong riders from the United States of America, really mixing it up at the front, and with 5 riders at the World Championships
In the women's
competition.
there's more of them. There's some in the men's as well.
Well, yes, but we are on the women's race talking about the women's. So, but de facto, in terms of the women's race, 5. It's shown. I think it's taken a little while, maybe for the United States of America to catch up with with racing on the Sunday Race Club and then progressing into the World Championships, but it's there now.
Well, let's just bear in mind that for Candice, Elizabeth, and Nicole on your screen at the moment, it's depending upon where in the States they are, it's anything from around 3 a.m. to 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. You know, it is really, really early, and it takes phenomenal commitment from the riders from the USA and Canada. Well, it does from anywhere around the world to join the Sunday Race Club, but it really does. And it's lovely to see the swelling ranks across all 6 categories from riders and racers from the USA.
Certainly is, and if you do want to join, do jump on board. Don't forget, if you are, don't hesitate to get in touch. You can get hold of Emma. Emma tends to be the one of the dastardly duo in the commentary box who checks out what riders are up to, gets a lot of the communications from riders, so don't hesitate to get in touch. It's at biking_Emma if you're joining the Sunday Race Club. Always interested to see what you're getting up to. That's on Instagram, by the way. Don't forget, of course, you can get in touch with me. It's at Matt Fixer Payne. A little bit more hit and miss, but again on Instagram. I tend to cover more of the technical aspects, let's say. And I'm the more emotive of the commentary team, whereas Emma is more of the analytical statistician.
Well, at the moment, the
What
category 1 pack are climbing at the moment on the Wollongong climb for the second time. And take a look now, the riders coaching to the front, Guerra, McCarthy, coming to the fore, Bruni, Mayer, Tomasi, Kolczynski. We've got Van Heuling, Mayer, Guerra, Tomasi and McCarthy on the screen at the moment. All of them up and out the saddle, dancing on those pedals, pushing on Guerra. Absolutely adamant she's staying on McCarthy's wheels. The look of concentration on McCarthy's face. Tomasi is right in the wheels as well. So is Bruni and Mayer. Kolczynski is not far behind. In fact, take a look at the size of that pack. And that pack needs to stay big because of the descent and the nature of the terrain after this climb. If they want to bring back any riders who have gone down the road, they're going to need a good size group to maintain the draft and keep the pace rolling. Now, Guerra goes over the top of McCarthy. This is a strong move from Guerra. She sat down and now the rest of them sit too as they go into the descent. This is the momentum. This is the point for the run to the banner.
So this takes us to the checkered archway, the banner in front, and now McCarthy kicks once again. She wants to go through and take maximum points here. Remember, there are prizes for each category for the first rider through each of the checkpoints. McCarthy took the climb last time. She's going to take the climb this time. It also means she'll take the prize for the overall. You can see Guerra trying to go with McCarthy. She knows the danger that McCarthy could well kick and keep on kicking, and you can see that on McCarthy's face on the left-hand side of his screen. McCarthy is unrelenting here. This is the big push. What can Guerra do? She needs to dig in here. They've got the gap on the group, and there are riders in front to take the draft. Great shot from the side there of McCarthy. Guerra has gone in. You can see just making the most, going into a super tuck there, just freewheeling down. Massive effort there by McCarthy, and Guerra going over the top. They've gone through behind. Well, they're all now wondering what they're going to do. McCarthy leading through Category 1 from Victoria in Category 2, Lytton in Category 3, the Pavia Category 4, and Erahek Category 5 with Haglin in Category 6.
Well, let's take a run back to that Category 1. Effort up that climb. McCarthy going through in 1, picking up 5 points. Guerra in 2. Soderstrom in 3. You may have pegged that one right, Matt, earlier on. The finish line for Soderstrom is where she's looking. Tomasi in 4. Fua in 5. Great to see her right up into the mix, but the rest of the pack, Kolczynski, Van Hooling, Bruni, Meyer, Gallegos, Koinstinen, and then a small gap back to Alberg, then a further gap back to Giovanni, Velt, and Miros. So the pack getting smaller and tighter. It's looking like we've got McCarthy out front, Guerra in 2, and then we've got a group of 5 or 6 riders who will be chasing behind.
So they are the Category 1 riders, the elite riders who set off last. So we dive in with Talia Idzik on the run in the sprint here for the Aquarium Sprint. This is at 34 kilometers covered. The 34K marker, absolutely key. Really interesting there. The 2 riders on your screen, the 2 sprint winners, Smithson and Idzik. They take away those green skin suits. You can see the smile on Talia Idzik's face there, quite rightly so. Job done, mission accomplished, sprints done, and in the right place, because as you go through the aquarium at 34 kilometers, you are generally going to be, once you've rolled out the other side of the sprint, within 3K of the finish.
Now, what is interesting in this leading bunch at the moment is last time we were in with them, there were 3 Category 6 riders and 5 Category 5 riders. The ranks have been swelled. There's now 4 Category 6 riders and 7 Category 5 riders. The group from behind has caught the leading pack, and that, for me, says the leading pack have all been looking at each other rather than pushing on.
Or maybe saving energy, because they put so much into the climb that they now need to do a little bit of energy conservation coming in through the City Beach sprint before, then the Aquarium Sprint. So Giuliano Idzik, Erahek Gaini, and Alray Category 5 taking the points. Smith and Denise Hagland, Jaskalainen, and Almeida in Category 6 taking those points. The sprint's points added up. There's Category 4 on the run in here. And Diana Corrales in the green skin suit goes flying through. That's the way to defend your lead in the sprint competition at the last sprint. Category 4 following very closely on the heels and in the wheel tracks of Categories 5 and 6.
Yeah, 12 riders in the leading group in Category 4. Big group that are going to run in towards that finish line. From the Aquarium Sprint checkpoint that we've just seen the 3 categories go through, it's a 3.2 kilometre run to the checkered flag today. It is the Aquarium climb. They've got to come up, though. Now, we know it's a fairly steady state climb, and it's around an average of about 2.8%. Don't ask me how I remember that, but I do. And at the moment, you can see a steeper section, but the riders coming to the top of that climb, and then it's a flat run to the finish line today. That is what the final of this race will look like. Category 4, 5 and 6 all now on that section.
And what was that average gradient again?
It's around 2.83%.
But it hits 5 and 5 plus in places, doesn't it? So it's the middle section for me is the hard point, and you've got to push through that, being wary that you've got to run into the finishing line at 37.2k. Categories 5, 4 and 6 already through. Their categories still to get there. Categories 3, 2, and 1. Category 3 at the moment, just going over the bridge. They're going to dive down into the aquarium. They're about to hit that descent. Category 2, just making their way out. So they've just gone over the Vink overpass and going to be making their way towards the turning. That takes them in towards the finish. Category 1, just a little bit further behind. Expect to see this race explode on the climbs. No one, I think, is going to be prepared to leave this to a sprint because it's just so close. The climb, anyone who's got any kind of climbing ambition is going to go hard. And at the moment, for me, I am absolutely gobsmacked that in the right-hand side of your screen, Category 5 and Category 6 are sat together.
No, well, I'm not, because I would
What
be...
are you doing? Come on, guys.
Well, I'll tell you.
The finale's coming.
I'll tell you what they're doing, because what I would be doing is sitting in the wheels, sitting in the wheels, sitting in the wheels. There's too many riders to go. You won't get a chance. All you're going to do is burn your match. So you might as well sit in the wheels, sit in the wheels, sit in the wheels, and wait for the sprint.
But you could blunt some speed off those sprinters if you're a climber.
But you're
without going in the red zone.
35.6 kilometres into a 37.2k race, 506 metres of climbing. They've got a lot in their legs already. You've got to be so convinced that you can win it if you go from here.
But it's not just about winning it.
Well, Guiney and Goodall, Isaac Alray, Erevek are all in the mix. And Guiney now, I'm not surprised, is the rider pushing on at the front. Hannah Goodall. But they're taking Natalia Idzik with them. Why would you want to take Natalia Idzik into a sprint finish?
You're making the sprinters work on terrain that they are not suited to.
Well, it depends on what you are suited to.
If you are a climber, which is the very first thing I said, if you're a climber, you need to use the terrain and race to it. This is really, really key. This really, really is about.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Climber, go for it.
Shall we
really
watch it unfold? So, Guiney on the front at the moment. Goodall, Idzik, Alray, all pushing on. The riders now trying to go clear of the group, but they've got 1.2 kilometres to go now to the finish. Guiney still driving on. Anne-Marie Guiney on the front of the race. Hannah Goodall putting in a dig. Natalia Idzik and Seba Alray in the mix in that Category 5 race. Martina Erevek and Laura Vaignan-Pas in the mix too. One of the new riders. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club, Laura. You are in the mix for the sprint finish. Anta Damnis currently leading the Category 6 race. They're now a group 3 seconds back on the road as Guiney continues to push.
And this now is calling Natalia Idzik's bluff here because she's now got riders in front, Guiney and Goodall. They've gone down the road. She's got to think, I've got to be careful here. 37.2, where do I go? The gap has opened up. Time is running out for these riders, and they've got to start making some decisions. And this, for me, is where, as you go over that climb, you could do the damage. And look at Guiney. Guiney putting the attack on the climb. She's opened the gap. She's making them work. You've taken out Super Sprinter Idzik, who's got the green skin suit, one sprint to left, right, and centre, and now she's going to have to work. She's going to have to push. And every time she does, she's blunting the speed. She's using up some of those reserves. Idzik has now caught in a conundrum. She has to work out, do I chase and risk blowing? Do I go for the sprint? Do I go overall? Every time you do that, this is brilliant racing. This is what we want to see. Now she makes a decision. Great move. Decides, I'm not going to tow them across. I'm going to go across and I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to have to go now. The banner is around this left-hand turn. This is the run for the finish here today. Left-hand turn coming. The banner is round the corner.
Well, 300 metres to go. Natalia Idzik has already unleashed the power because she's trying to close down Anne-Marie Guiney and Hannah Goodall. Guiney and Goodall on the front here now start to drive. Goodall picks up the pace. She sees Idzik coming. Idzik has momentum. There's 200 metres to go. Can Idzik go over the top? Oh, she's going to run out of road, but what a phenomenal push from Natalia Idzik. She's going to take third place today. Hannah Goodall has gone over the top of Anne-Marie Guiney to take the win in the Category 5 race. What a sprint. Yet another one coming from Razura Haglund from Anta Damnis in the Category 6 race. Liz Smithson will take third in that race today. And well, Category 4 now lining up as well. Diana Corrales in green, Suzanne Stenman and Karen Michelle Machando de Pavia. 3 riders in Category 4, all running into the finish, but it's Corrales who's got the jump on the group at the moment. She's going to come round the corner and see the finish line. So Corrales in 1, de Pavia on your screens in 2, Stenman on her wheel. What can Stenman do? Can she go over the top? Oh, big kick from de Pavia. Corrales goes through in 1, de Pavia in 2, Stenman in 3. in that Category 4 race. Great racing from all of those categories.
So let's give you a summary of those riders. Category 6, first of all, Rosaura Haglin taking away the win from Anata Denise in second, Liz Smithson in third, and Katja Jaskalainen in fourth. They're the riders in and across the line in Category 6. In Category 5, the riders coming in inside the top 5, Sebera Ray taking fifth place, Laura Vanapa taking fourth. We've got Tanya Izik taking third, Anne-Marie Guiney taking second, and Hannah Goodall taking the win. And in Category 4, the riders inside that top 5, fifth place for Lam Kong, fourth place for Larissa Heiborg, third place Susanna Stedman, second place for Michelle de Pavia, and then top spot Diana Corrales taking away the win in Category 4. They're the riders who in the lead have gone in over the line. Category 3 on the left-hand side of your screen at the moment. The next group of finishers to hit the line in theory, or certainly of leaders. That is a Category 3 leading pack at the moment. Right-hand side of your screen, we've got McCarthy on a solo move at the front, 33 seconds clear of the bunch.
Yeah, she is indeed, and it's a good-sized bunch behind, but McCarthy is in time trial mode at the moment. She managed to go clear at the top of the Wollongong climb for the second time, and it was the sprint into the descent that ensured the gap for McCarthy, and now she's tapping a rhythm. She's tapping the rhythm that Kate McCarthy knows, and she's going to tap that all the way to the finish line today. The pack behind, you can see, pushing on at the moment, because Tomasi is absolutely adamant. She's got far too many riders with her at the moment. It's a big group. How do you whittle that down on what is a transition section towards the aquarium, where you descend in, take through the sprint, and come out the climb the other side? Tomasi's got Guerra, she's got Meyer, she's got Soderstrom. She's got a phenomenal group of women with her. She's got Van Hooling in there as well, who's got a great kick. Catherine Fuhr's sprint is also superb. So is Soderstrom's. Gabby Guerra's no slouch in sprint either.
No, some real fast kicking riders in that group. Very difficult. Need to try and bring that group down a little bit, I think, if you're a climber. But there is that opportunity, as we've seen now. Was there any conclusion that you've been able to draw from the facts presented to you by our finishers so far about my theory that if you're a climber, you need to attack?
No.
Oh, sure, I disagree with you on that as well.
Well, it's an interesting move, isn't it? I think the challenge really is that there's actually quite a significant run from the top of the climb. As we saw Idzik trying to close that down, it is possible to close it down. You've got to get your timing right. Well, Valentina Desenia and Brittany Litton are on the screen at the moment, whilst Matt is huffing on the other side of the studio at the moment. Brittany Litton, Malene Proust, Jen Reeler's in here, Eva Essler's here, Sabrina Horner's on the front in the green skin suit. It's a big group of Category 3 riders, and they are all taking a look. And the reason they're taking a look is, well, there's 700 meters to go, and it's coming down to 6. Litton is on the back of the group. She's given herself the opportunity for the draft. Perfect positioning from Brittany Litton. She's still in the draft. She's in the wheels, but she's given herself a gap to run into. She's able to watch the group as well. So for me, Litton, I think the aim of this race is not just to win that polka dot skin suit, but is to win overall. She's got 7 other riders who are going to try and take it from her. What can Brittany Litton do? Can she get her timing right? She's got 400 meters to go till they take the run for the line, and the push is on the front at the moment, because Vasquez, Desenia, Proust, Reel, Essler, Embring, Litton, all driving now from the line. Sabrina Horner, she's on the back at the moment in the green skin suit, and she's coming through like a tank. She's absolutely dialing through the group at the moment. Desenia's on the front. Can she lead this out, or is she leading it out for everyone else? Now comes Proust. Now comes Vasquez. Reel, Embring, Essler, Litton. Litton is coming in the polka dots. Can she go through the group? What can Litton do here? She's not going to take it. I don't think it's going to be Proust from Embring. Proust from Embring from Jen Reel, I think. Whoa, what a sprint. But Malene Proust tops the table with that yellow skin suit.
An absolute battle into the line there in Category 3. Malene Proust taking away the win from Anna Embring in second, Eva Essler in third, Jem Reel in fourth, Brittany Litton in fifth. Brittany Litton taking away the climb competition. Valentina Desenia actually just missing out on a top of 5, but takes away the sprints competition overall.
0.135 of a second separated the top 5 women.
Incredible racing, fantastic sprint. It shows you just so much about getting that timing right and making sure you got that power. Now coming into the aquarium sprint, last sprint competition, checkpoint, Gonzalez Ruhr takes away maximum points there, reinforcing and extending her lead at the front of that sprint competition. So that is Gonzalez Ruhr's to take away. She needs to get into the finish, but she will have her sights set on that race finish, because that race finish, it comes at the end of a climb, and if the riders got together, I'm going to be really interested to see what happens between two key riders. There actually are two skin suit wearers, the polka dot skin suit of Katarzyna Wellner, who has got a phenomenal sprint on her, and the rider who's got the sprint jersey, Gonzalez Ruhr, who can climb as well.
Yes.
And I think for me, category 2, we've got such great all-round riders in that group there. You could pick anybody in that group, and if they got the timing right, they could take the win. There's nobody in there I'm thinking, well, I don't need to watch them. If I was setting category 2 at the moment, you need to watch everybody, and
Well,
you
shall
have
we
to get
just
that timing
confirm?
correct.
Let me confirm who's in that group,
Go
because
on
there's
then.
9 riders in the group. Dorothy Gonzalez Ruhr, Roberta Bassoni, Emily Sopers, Silvia Garea, Katarzyna Wellner, Anna Caramello, Serena Vittori, and Sasha Susnik. Rachel Brown is also in there as well.
Indeed, it is a really packed group there, and it shows you just how strong they are.
Because Tiffany Penner is off the back.
Yeah, Penner not in this group. Onto the climb we go. Now is the time. If you are a climber, can you race to your strengths? Can you make those sprinters' legs hurt? No sprinter would want to put a climb effort in within 2-3k of the finish. Just the recovery is just, it could be the difference between taking the win or not. You saw in our last sprint 1.35 of a second. So that is 1/10, 300ths and 5,000ths of a second separating the top 5. It's nothing. It's absolutely a blink of an eye. You do just need to make sure you get that timing correct. Category 2 being led here. Bassoni on the climb, using it to her advantage, making the rest. You can see, look at this, Wellner in zone 6. She's having to work. She's in the climb skin suit, and to keep in the pace, she's right on the limit here. She's absolutely having to nail it. Category 2 on the climb. Category 1 leader. Time trialing through the sprint segment checkpoint at the moment. No surprises to see that she's going to take maximum points for Kate McCarthy.
I love it. Kate McCarthy's at 5 watts per kilo. Zone 3 stroke zone 4.
Yes, I wish I could do that. I'll tell you.
Well, you'd be the women's world champion if you could.
No, just be
no, you wouldn't actually be the women's world champion.
No, matter what society does, I'm never going to be racing as a woman. Don't worry about it.
Well, Roberta Bassoni at the moment in the group, and Garea, Brown, Wellner all in the mix. Caramello is there as well. They've just gone past a group of Category 3 riders, and they are driving towards the finish line, while Kate McCarthy is chasing them from behind. She's about a good kilometre behind at the moment, so Category 2 are going to come to the line first today. The push is on. 9 riders in the group, spread wide across the road because they are so well matched.
They are. Bassoni, we see go up to the front. We're seeing. Look at this. This is why. Now, thank you. This is surely point proved. Gonzalez Ruhr with a sprint jersey, rider who could be challenging for that sprint finish, distanced due to the pressure being put on by Bassoni at the front. Case in point, how much evidence do we need? I'm not often right in this studio. Not often. This might be the occasion this month. I've done it in week 1. So here we go. Run in for the finish is on the way. Roberta Bassoni coming up onto the top of the climb here. Still got, though, some really strong riders around to challenge here. And wouldn't discount any of these riders here. Wellner, I think, is a big danger here, because we've seen a sprint at 10, 11 watts per kilo. But she's got to do that on the end of having raced this distance. And that was the point that you made earlier on, Emma. With the distance that you've got in your legs when you come in, it's just no ordinary sprint, is it?
Well, Bassoni starts to push on the front. They are 900 metres to go until they see the UCI banner that is the finish of the Sunday Race Club today. Bassoni driving on the front. She's got company in the pain cave at the moment, but Silvia Guerrea is there. Serena Vittori, look at that. The Italian flags are flying in this leading group. Anna Caramello now starts to come to pay attention to the group as well. Emily Sopers, Rachel Brown. The move is going. Vittori starts to push as well, but Bassoni is holding that pace steady on the front. 600 metres of this race left. Well, Emily Sopers kicks strongly now, starting the drive and starting the kick, but instantly she was on the pedals, she was off the pedals. I thought she saw how long she still had to go. There's 500 metres still of the race to go, and Guerrea now starts to wind it up. Sylvia Guerrea at 7 watts per kilo. Bassoni gets up and out the saddle at 8. Bassoni now starts to push, but she's got everybody on her wheel. She's towing everybody to the line with 350 metres to go. Bassoni on the front. Sopers now unleashes the sprint at 14 watts per kilo. Emily Sopers has gone for this. Serena Vittori now starts to push and come over the top, but Sopers kicks again. It's Caramello, Vittori and Sopers is driving towards the line, but it's Sopers, I think, who's going to take this today in the Category 2 race. That was a phenomenal sprint there in Category 2. Wow, what can you say? But Emily Sopers takes it from Anna Caramello, Sasha Susnek, Serena Vittori, and Katarzyna Velner rounds out the top 5.
First to second place, separated by 0.008 of a second. That is 8 thousandths of a second separating Sopers from Caramello's first win here in the second place for Anna Caramello here today. Sopers taking the win from Caramello, from Susnek, Victoria and Velner, as Emma said. Guerrea, Bassoni with Brown and Proust coming through. Sorry, then Gonzalez Rua just coming in over the line after being distanced on the way through.
Well, interesting in the Category 1 race at the moment, because with 800 metres to go, Kate McCarthy is clear. But what also is interesting is the race behind, because Guerra and Bruni and Kolczynski have gone around 6 seconds clear of Tomasi, Soderstrom and Mayer.
And that is that is very, very telling at the position on the course that they're at. McCarthy, another phenomenal ride, another great workout for the world champion in the run into those world championships in Abu Dhabi, powered by a MyWhoosh. The UCI Cycling Esports World Championships for 2025 taking place in Abu Dhabi on the 15th of November. You can be there. Make sure you get your tickets if you're planning on going in person. If you're watching online, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, get you notified when we go live on that. McCarthy, though, heading in towards that line.
She swings around what will be the final corner, and she'll be able to sight the banner, but Kate McCarthy went clear on the second climb of Wollongong today, and then a 16-kilometre time trial to the finish. Kate McCarthy, the world champion, takes the win in Qualifier 1 in November. She drives past and through the line. There's always everything given by Kate McCarthy. Well, Guerra, Bruni and Kolczynski, take a look at this. It's Gabby, Guerra, Merle, Bruni. They're 4 seconds clear of Kolczynski. Tomasi, Soderstrom and Mayer are behind. They too are running for the line.
So here we go, big kick coming over the top. You can see the riders on your screen. At the bottom of your screen, Guerra, the rider third from left. The rider who's leading this in towards the line, just ahead of Merle, Bruni. Kolczynski and Tomasi are chasing. Tomasi working hard, Soderstrom and Mayer all in this battle, but that line is going to come quickly.
It is indeed, and Guerra and Bruni. Bruni, well, she's the long distance triathlon rider, and she's right in the mix with Guerra. So Guerra now kicks on the front. Bruni kicks from behind. Bruni's trying to run into Guerra's wheel. Where is this road going? Because there's 200 metres to go, and it's Bruni versus Guerra. Guerra absolutely giving it everything she's got at the moment. So is Mel. Bruni, they're side by side. Bruni goes up over the top of Guerra. They're driving for the line. What can Guerra do? Bruni goes through in second place today. Guerra will take third. Kolczynski will come through for fourth place today, and it's Tomasi versus Soderstrom for fifth, and I think Soderstrom is going to come through ahead of Tomasi. Catherine Fua is in there as well. What a race. Matt, Run us through those results.
Absolutely. I was just sat here just gobsmacked by the amount of effort those riders put in there. The phenomenal numbers coming down there. Brilliant racing as we see them coming in and through. Taking the win, the world champion, Kate McCarthy, sub 1 hour, 57 minutes, 24 seconds. Just going to check with Emma.
She's 10 seconds outside of the course record.
And that was because that's a slower start.
Yeah.
Earlier on, I think if that started been just a little bit quicker, we'd have had a new course record there, as Emma predicted. Mulbrony, good to see Mulbrony coming back in form just the right time after her triathlon efforts through the year, taking second place. Gabby Guerra taking third, and Krista Kulczynski taking fourth, ahead of Mika Soderstrom, who does indeed come inside the top five, targeting that overall. Tomasi in 6, Fua in 7, Alberg in 8, Meyer in 9, coming through to take away the top 9 positions so far in Category 1. Elise Gallegos, I think, is going to take away 10th place, with Van Heuling in 11th position just behind her. All the results available, mywhoosh.com/results. Go check them out on there. Don't forget to check out lots of detail on the mywhooshinfo.com pages as well. So make sure you jump on board there. There's all sorts of stats on the Sunday Race Club specifically, as well as all of the other events. Don't forget, if you are jumping on to MyWhoosh, make sure that you get yourself in on that Champions Code Mission 3-week challenge that kicks off tomorrow. Don't go do it just yet, though, because we're going to be coming up with the men's race very shortly indeed. Don't forget, of course, you can follow me. It's at Matt Fixer Payne, and get in touch on Instagram. You can get in touch with Emma. That is at biking_Emma. See what Emma's been up to on the bike as well. It's not just cake and coffee, I promise. I'm trying to avoid things getting thrown from the other side of the studio here for the next few minutes whilst we take a break and come back with the men's race very shortly. Thank you for watching so far. If you're leaving us now to come back for qualifier number 2, we'll see you next week. But hopefully you'll be back with us when we come back for the men's race. Until then, we'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So, hello and welcome back wherever you are in the world. If you were watching earlier, and hello and welcome. If you're just joining us for the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club Qualifier race number 1, we've had an absolutely barnstorming, phenomenal, to use one of my colleagues' regular phrases, phenomenal. Thanks, Marty. Races for the women's race. We're going to be on with our men's race very shortly. My name is Matt Payne. I'm here in the studios with Emma Martin. Emma, the very first race of a month in November. Always, it's kind of a reset, isn't it?
It is. We are resetting by going to Australia. 55 kilometres of racing today for the men, 838 metres of climbing. We're on the outer loop long course. Love this course. We've only ever raced this once before, and that was in the September finals. And I can tell you, it's a cracker. They come out of the start and through that City Beach sprint checkpoint, which is the first of 3 sprint checkpoints on the course today for that sprint competition. The other 2 are after climbs, and it will make a difference, particularly in terms of point scoring. Wollongong climb checkpoint is the first of 2 climbing checkpoints. Yep, that's the Wollongong climb, and it looks tiny because the Canberra climb, well, that's the biggest climb today, and you can tell the difference. That's 5.3 kilometres, that second climb, with an average gradient of 7.7, but you can very clearly see 3 distinct steps on that climb, and it gets very, very steep. As though the Wollongong climb isn't steep enough. The Wollongong climb tops out at 17%. The Canberra climb, well, it gets pretty close to it as well, but for much longer. They come off at the top of the Canberra climb, and then it's an 18.5 kilometre run to the finish line that is pretty much down or roughly, I say roughly flat. There's 1 or 2 bumps along the way. They go through the Melbourne sprint checkpoint at 47.4 kilometres, and then there's a 7.6k run to the line. I hate to say it, but I'm almost thinking, expect a sprint. There was a sprint between Jason Osborne, Michael Vink, and Yunfei Wu the last time we were here, and it was very, very close.
Those 3 riders, though, broke away, if I remember correctly, on the climb, and then there was a little bit of a gap back to 1s and 2s behind. It just in terms of category 1. We'll have to see what happens across all 6 of our race categories. There's always 6 race categories. Category 6, our standard race category, then ascending all the way to our elite category 1 riders, who are the riders who will be setting off last in those yellow jerseys. Each category has the number on the back, as well as a different colour to differentiate them on the way through. Category 6, our standard race category, with the 6 on the back, and with those purple jerseys, going to be the first riders down in the start pens. They're going to be the first riders to head out. We've got some fantastic teams in here now. Team competition that kicks off that is really sort of instrumental in terms of our finals. That was last week. Just bring you the confirmed results. The Stoppies Racing taking 3rd place. Level Titanium taking 2nd. Taking away top spot, though, were the BMC 60s. Now, you can see they're not on your screen, but lots of BMC riders are. The BMC 60s riders who actually took away the win were Sebastian Escobar, Julio Orrego, and Orlando Montoya, with the 1st, a 4th, and a 5th place. Behind, though, Level Titanium have riders across the top 15, with Mayor Bachowski and Rooney 2nd, 9th, and 14th, respectively. Stoppies Racing, the team in 3rd place. The Polish team, Kozol, Janowski, and Skierski, 6th, 10th, and 19th. So it shows you, in fact, of those teams, the top 7 teams separated by some 19 minutes of racing, but lots of teams taking to the start. To get there, you need to qualify to be in a team. You need to do 2 of our qualifying races, the first race of which is underway. Category 6, out from the pens, in with Jeff Rooney at the moment on qualifier race number 1 in November in Category 6.
They are indeed, and the Category 6 riders fast out to start pen, and it's a big push from Cronje on the front at the moment. Zone 6, you can see on that bar on the top right-hand corner of your screen, gives you a real indication of just how hard the riders are working, and they really are working on the front of this Category 6 race at the moment. One big drive. Well, it's one big race field today. 62 riders on the start sheets in Category 6. Well, there's one or two riders here of note. Now, Brent Gibson is in the mix today. He holds the current course record on this course because he took the win on the September final in Category 6 at 1 hour, 38 minutes, 29 seconds. So it's a long race for these riders today. Jarvinen on your screen at the moment. He's on second wheel. He's going strongly. Expect to see him later on as well because he will be there or thereabouts. Prediction number 1.
Prediction number 1, and Antti Jarvinen again with the Pain Cave already on the disco lights on the move. Great Pain Cave, and great to see Antti at the moment right up in the mix. Brett McMurtry already winding it up. Antti very quickly onto the Weasel, Rocco, Cronier, Broad, Ben Gibson, a Truba, all the usual suspects in the early stages at the moment, right on the front and mixing it up. This first little gradient, 4% plus as you come out from the pens up over this little bit of a rise at 1.1 kilometers. The first checkpoint is not till 4.8, so plenty of time to try and establish a little bit of a breakaway. So we drop in with a living legend that is Jeff Rooney, left-hand side of your screen, in person in the Pain Cave. New camera shot there of Jeff in action on the bike at the moment. Right-hand side, his avatar nicely tucked in the draft, kicking out 370, now 424. I'm watching the watts go up. 424 at peak there from Jeff, just kicking over the top to come in through that group. And you can just see as he eases off a little bit here, not going too far through. That's reflected in Jeff Rooney's face.
He's got one of those MyWhoosh jerseys that you can buy from the MyWhoosh shop.
You can indeed do that. Go to mywhoosh.com and buy everything. You can buy a headband from there as well if you're
You
a
can
member
if
of
you
the
want to join
headband
the
club.
MyWhoosh headband club.
It's
Do you know they're not very much at all?
It's not an official club.
I did think about buying a few for Christmas presents.
What headbands?
Well, you know.
Yeah, some for the. We will see. Now, in with Pablo Botero at the moment, the Colombian rider. Good to have Pablo with us. You've got the full list of runners and riders, Emma, down in front of you at the moment. And the Colombian squads are just rider after rider. I'm not sure. I mean, they've got a real strong history within cycling.
Yes.
So the Colombian nation. And they just, I mean, riders like Pablo Botero, absolutely phenomenal riders.
Yes, and it is fabulous to see. And, you know, we have a real mix of nations. You know, you can see just by looking at the flags on your screen from Germany to the Philippines, from Poland to Brazil, from, like you've just said, Colombia to New Zealand. There are riders from all over the world on the Sunday Race Club, and they all come together, and it is absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, so Xavier Maillard is here from Level Titanium. He took second place last week. Escobar, who took the win, isn't here. He's not in the building today. Bruno Silva took third. Diego Gomez took fourth, and Orlando Montoya took fifth. They are all here today. And of course, Brent Gibson, who holds the record currently on this course, is in the mix too. One or two riders I am going to say hello to. John Reagan, his second Sunday Race Club last week. It's his third today. Good to have him here. Another rider on the start sheets who is new to the Sunday Race Club in Category 6, Gregors Kubiak. He's 4 Sunday Race Clubs today.
Well, good to have you with us. We're going to move on to Category 5. We're rattling through them today. In terms of the team competition, well, the teams that are with us today represented on your screens. When it came to our finals, third place was the Level Up squad, the Antipodean squad of Roy, Peterson, Kirk and Kendall. The Dirt Beast Mode squad, a real international mix of Young, Cirillo, Frederick, Fitzia and Theme. They took second place, but the winners with the Level Raiders squad: Rod Loxley, Rodolphe Bertrand, Alexei Tishanu, along with Leonard Greg Cadabona and Florian Dromard, the 5 riders on the Level Raiders squad in Category 5, who take it to the race start, heading out from our race pens here in Australia. Now heading out on to a race route, 55 kilometres of racing in front of them. And in terms of riders, Emma, the Level Raiders squad, I mean, they were absolutely packed with talent. They took the 1-2 as well last week. I particularly thought stepping up to the plate, Rodolphe Bertrand. I was really pleased to see that.
Oh, yeah. That was a great ride. It really, really was. And we were quite regularly in
Made me very happy
with him. And it is great to see. It really, really was, taking second, Rudolph Bertrand, last week. That win from Loxley. In fact, all the top 5 are here. So Loxley, Bertrand, Young, Horn and Roy, all 5 of those on the start sheets today, which is great to see. And Stontopski is here as well. Last week was his first Sunday Race Club, so he's come back again. Welcome back. Good to have you here. And we've got a rider in the mix today who is their first Sunday Race Club.
Really?
Yes.
Do tell.
Mayron Bentker.
Excellent.
Great to have him here too. And it is nice. If you want to join the Sunday Race Club and be on the new to the Sunday Race Club list, some of our riders have been on MyWhoosh for over a year, and then they decide to come onto the Sunday Race Club and have a race. Some people come onto the Sunday Race Club literally and within their first month join the Sunday Race Club. It is completely up to you. It doesn't matter how long you've been on MyWhoosh, how long you haven't been on MyWhoosh. Come over and join the Sunday Race Club. We would love to have you here.
Indeed, and Emma and myself, Mark Payne, will be putting words to the action right the way through, as we are each and every Sunday, and some while now. And good to see that we have Luke Allport doing an Allport on the front in Category 5. Meanwhile, Category 6, Eduardo Sugai has not just opened up a gap, he's opened up a huge gap on one. Rego, Janowski, Lipka, Antti Järvinen's pulled back in. He saw that they were initially in a breakaway group, but Eduardo Sugai absolutely dialing this, and again taking that sprint jersey.
Well, I want to know whether Järvinen's Pain Cave lights reflect his zone of work.
No, they don't.
I know. It would be quite cool if it
I
did.
think, Auntie, you could do, Auntie, let us know. I think they're in tune with the music. I don't think they're random.
Well, we'll see. But the Category 6 riders fastened through that City Beach sprint. They'll be the first riders heading towards the Wollongong climb, which is the first climbing checkpoint. Sugai, Orego, Warren, Broadbent, and Conda, the riders picking up points through that sprint. But what a pack going through. Really great racing. And 37 riders going through with the front group.
At the moment, 2 of our ever-present attackers, Luke Allport and Eben Svart, on the move on the front. At the moment, got Luke Allport on your screen, along with Eben Svart. Good to see you guys here, representing South Africa for Swart and Australia for Allport.
That is such a great duo. I mean, if you wanted to pick 2 riders to put on a squad, Allport and Svart, those are the 2 riders you would have on your crew.
If you wanted to go for early big moves and really shake up the racing, yeah, definitely, and still have some real proven race winners as well at the finish as well. They really are strong riders, and I think this race route today, this will play out how the riders dictate it. For me, it's not a course that dictates to the riders it's guaranteed to be like this. How the riders race this route will decide how hard this is. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just going to be hard no matter what, or easy no matter what. This is a race route that really is going to be dependent on those riders.
Well, you can see the pack of Category 5 riders. They've lost 1 or 2 riders off the back already, but the pack is quite stretched. It's starting at the 2.5 kilometre marker to come back together again. But they're currently running at around 50 kilometres now. It's a slight downhill at the moment. And this for me, Australia is one of those worlds where there's very little flat on the Sunday Race Club routes.
No, they are tough routes. They're definitely tough routes. Very, very tough routes. Okay, let's just take a little bit of a run across into Category 4 because the win taken by the Level Golden 4 squad, who took away the race win. Gotta say congratulations to the squad from Cycling District 4 and the On the Rivet Racing squads as well.
Oh.
Level Golden 4, Ollie Sola, Ross Solly, and Adrian Gonzalez, 4th, 6th, and 10th places to take away that team win last week. And remember, if you want to be part of a team, you do need to ride those 2 qualifying races. You need to finish 2 qualifying races in our qualifiers each and every month.
And one of the things I think is really interesting in Category 4, BMC Racing, who took 2nd spot, 37 seconds back, 2nd, 3rd, and 16th.
Yes.
Just shows you don't have to be right up there.
So interesting to see just how the riders are racing, because Level Golden 4 making a fantastic move to take away the win, and again not having just the very top spots. So Solly and Gonzalez, the riders up at the top. So interesting to see what they can do today up against the squads. One rider who now has to prove that he can not just coach the riders, but is going to let his legs do the talking as well. It's Mohammed Mukhtari. Good to see you, sir. I hope you're very pleased with your rider's performance earlier on today, and I'm sure you'll be pleased with your performance because
He's always so strong.
Yeah, and a rider really for this route. You know, Mohammed Mukhtari can do. For me, this is this. If you're designing a route for Mukhtari, this has got to be close to an ideal route. Tough climb to start off with, bigger climb to finish with the aquarium climb chucked in the middle. It's not even a categorized
It does
climb.
go well on a climb.
And it's a tough race route, and I think that'll suit him. For me, the only problem for all these riders who like a tough race route is that it's so far from the top of the Canberra climb to the finish. And no matter how tough you like it, you could well end up seeing the group come back together if there's a concerted chase. If the group breaks into ones and twos behind, you won't. You know, if you see Raphael Bushter with 50 people together, or 20 or 10 people together as they come up over the top, that's a big group coming over the top of that climb, and that could mean that it'll come to a sprint. We will see. Good to see Raphael there on our screen.
It was indeed, and you've got to be really careful because you're putting tunes into my head. I'm now thinking, what's that coming over the hill? But that's a sprint, not a climb, and at the moment it's Joel Warren against Josh Lipka.
It's a monster sprint.
Oh, that is a monster sprint. Josh Lipka versus Joel Warren. Wow, what a move. And I have to say, that was close. Joel Warren picking up 5 points. Josh Lipka picking up 4. Prince picking up 3. Arseno picking up 2. And Leckford picking up 1.
0.1 of a second separated.
Even less, actually. 0.03 of a second.
No. My maths is terrible. It's not that bad, honest.
Okay, well, anyway.
But I made that 0.13.
Let's not argue.
That'd be a first.
Well, what can I say? But Jussi Palaka took first place last week on the Ebelhafeet. Robin Clenton took second. That's in Category 4. We're in with Category 5 at the moment because the push is just continuing.
They keep on battling each other. They've come through the sprint and they've pushed on. Let's dive in with Category 4. Take us through some of the real key riders in your by your stats.
Well, Jussi Palaka took first place last week. Robin Clenton took second. Matt Munro Lenador, he's on your screen at the moment.
Back.
It is really good to have him back in the mix. And, well, he's always a strong rider. This could go well for him today. Ryan Giuliano took third last week. Ali Sora took fourth. They are all here. You know, in terms of the route here today, yeah, Matt could go well, you know. Really interesting to see. But of course, we've only been on this course once before. And in Category 4, the record is held by Darren Lim, 1 hour, 29 minutes and 41 seconds. That day, she says, Mika Rusamaki was second, Jussi Palaka was third, James Robinson fourth, and Robin Clendenin in fifth. I think we could see a Palaka-Clendenin duo again. William Brambati could well say, I'm going to get into the mix today.
I would have thought
and he could well like it.
15th participation on Sunday Race Club. 2 third places for William Brambati. Let us know, William, if you like William or Will.
Yes.
We will try and remember. Can't always promise it.
And actually, let's put a call out very quickly to anybody who has an abbreviation on their name they would like us to use, because obviously we get the full name that goes into the system.
Indeed. Only my mum calls me Matthew, let's face it. Okay, let's have a check out here. So, the teams in Category 3. Last week in our finals, the Belmont Performance Squad took third place. The team from Take That well and truly took second place away. Taking top spot, well, it was the What's Up squad. Christian Montoya, Ivo Schur, Juan Gallo, and Morten Christiansen. The 4 finishers. Montoya coming in third, Schur coming in 9th, and Gallo coming in 18th position. The riders who scored for that team. Away they go. The What's Up squad deep embedded within the heart of this Category 3 pack, leaving our race pens at the moment. And as we move through, I mean, it was a real battle in that team competition. 13 teams finishing 3 or more riders last week in those finals. And it's so close down, that team competition. So many great riders in there.
Yeah, it is. Category 3, one of our bigger race fields, 65 riders, not the biggest, that goes to Category 2. But Category 3, 65 riders on the start sheets today, and really fabulous to see them all. Riders starting to progress, which is good as well. So Omdal, who's come into Category 3 and been a real force to be reckoned with since he joined the Sunday Race Club, he's gone up to Category 2, which I think is a good thing. Montoya also up as well, leaving just 3 of the top 5 in Category 3 today. Now, Power, Conda, and Stedman, those are the 3 riders to keep your eyes peeled for because they all climbed really well last week. One of the other riders to keep your eyes peeled for is Liam Underwood, one of our young under-23 riders at Second Sunday Race Club.
Well done, Liam. Second Sunday Race. Good to see Ivo Sure. Nice to have away from Ivo. I am utterly impressed once again. It's usually by how clean and tidy his paint cave is, but the water bottle coordinates with the towel over the handlebars. And of course,
The national flag.
with the national flag. So we've got white, blue, and black there for Ivo Sure. And that absolutely matches the national colours. That's attention to detail and then some.
Well, I'll tell you something, and then some, is his start on the Category 3 race because the push is on already. Driving out of the start as the Category 4 race, well, they're driving underneath the green banner that is the first sprint section. Oh, whoa! Straight over the top of Marius Fossey, go the front of the pack. What happened there? That was Daniel Kadir's going over in 1. Marius Fossey, I think, thought he had that then, but wow, the pack, well, they just swamped him.
They did, and that is the danger, isn't it? The speed difference post-sprint and then the sprint coming in through, really changing that. Do you want to give us a roundup, Emma?
Yeah, I can do. So Daniel Cadiz comes through in 1, Lopera, in 2, Cesar Iglesias in 3, Ole Solar in 4, and Francis Pino took the last point on offer. Marius Fossey 6th.
So that is in the
Category
4 race.
In Category 3, Category 5, Joel Warren from Josh Lipka, from Sebastian Prince, from Alex Arseno and Eric Lekva. And then in Category 6, we saw much earlier on Eduardo Suge taking the points from, she says, Julio Orrego, Ola Warren, Mike Broadbent, and Andre Conda.
Indeed. So those are the point scorers so far on that sprint. That first sprint checkpoint coming at 4.8 kilometres into our race route. Category 3 have just over 2 kilometres to go to get to that point. And the riders at the moment just chasing Solo Escapee off on the front. As we're pretty early stage in the racing with plenty more to come. Just a quick heads up, quick reminder. Don't forget, whilst you're jumping on MyWhoosh, to jump on the missions. There's a new mission launching tomorrow. And in November, celebrating the spirit of esports and the pursuit of peak performance with the Champions Code mission, a 3-week championship challenge inspired by the UCI Cycling Esports World Championships. You could join. Hopefully, Patrick Karlstrom will be there. Patrick with the cap on and the jersey, the national jersey there, with Hertz at the front. Some real special stages. So jump on board. There's lots of different stages to go through in there, but interesting to see that Patrick Karlstrom, I think he doesn't need any checking out whether he's doing it right with the Champions Code. He's already
dialing it.
It's brilliant to see this early attack, and it's going to make everybody's legs sting behind.
Well, Julian Hertz has gone off down the road, and Patrick Karlstrom closed down the gap. And as he closed down the gap, he went bang straight over the top. And you can see him dancing on those pedals as he's continuing to jive. John Brune now deciding he needs to do some chasing because you can't let Karlstrom go. Karlstrom is just too good. He's wearing a national jersey at the moment, and well, you know, he deserves that because he was in the World Championship semi-final. So what can you say? Don't let Karlstrom go down the road. Well, Karlstrom doing the business at the front of the Category 3 race. It is absolutely dialing it to the top of the first climb at the 3.5 kilometre marker. The big pack rolling behind, already losing riders.
So riders being shared at the moment. Nicolas Fournier at the moment, though, tucked into this main group. Fournier, a very, very strong rider. Up and away already. Fournier with the national champions jersey behind him. And that medal, as you can see, proven pedigree for Fournier in France. Tucked into the group. Stedman there, Moretti, Rush, Mahini, Kiros, Stewart, all tucked into the pack. Fournier, interesting, got the energy bars, got the water bottles there, plenty of hydration and nutrition to fuel yourself along as he makes his way down. Just in with Jesse Langevin at the moment. Now just tucked in there, another of our riders, this time from the Netherlands, similar colour flag, but going horizontal with the bands rather than vertical. At the front is Karlstrom and Broom, still with 5 seconds in category 3. With 4.3k. They've got to get to 4.8. They've got 6 seconds. This is doable, and mostly because of Brun and Karlstrom's just dogged persistence kick here. Langevin's coming at 10.5 watts per kilo, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure he's going to make it because Karlstrom and Brun are absolutely determined to get these points. Langevin is coming hard, though. He's going to be onto their heels, I think, just as they come up to the banner. Look at this, John Brun, Patrick Karlstrom. It's a tough way to get the points. Well done, Patrick. I mean, Patrick and John, congratulations. That has to be the craziest effort of the day so far, by a mile.
Ka-ching. Do you know,
Patrick
Karlstrom has been on the Sunday Race Club 49 races, and he's taken 3 wins. 1 second place, 2 third places, and then 4 times he's been 4th or 5th. So he's no stranger to knowing how to do the business.
Indeed, he certainly isn't, and a rider who could well be up there when we come in to the finish. Now, just diving across category 6, because our next sprint is coming up at the 13.7k marker, the Wollongong sprint checkpoint. Here we go, they go through. It looks like Arago has taken that from Warren. I'll tell you something, Ola Warren at the moment is not having a good day at the office in terms of checkpoints, because Arago's got the green jersey and the Climbs jersey as well. They've got a 15-second gap, these two, on the bunch, which is Gibson, Belikovs and co. Mostly because of the power and the sprint speed and the fact that these two seem to be racing the living daylights out of each other.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? It's really good. But the thing is, they now need to work together because otherwise that group is going to come back. So 2 riders in category 6, Arago and Warren, clear of the rest of the pack by 15 seconds. And by the rest of the pack, I mean 15 riders. So the category 6 race, bearing in mind we had 62 riders on the start earlier on today, now down to 2 riders out front, 15 riders chasing. What can I say? The Wollongong climb for the first time, doing the business and splitting the group. I think we're going to see these come back together. I think we're going to see Arago and Warren come back into the group because it's a long transition. We don't hit the Canberra climb until we get to the 31.2 kilometre marker, and then it's 5k of climbing. If I was Warren and Arago, I'd want to be in the group, in the draft, taking as much recovery as possible.
I think that's a I don't think that's.
I tell you, that's a great group. You know,
it is a great group, isn't it? It's a great group. Now, in with Stephen Tiger, it's often Emma's pick for the finale. But today you've got to get there. You've got to get over the Canberra climber. A pure climber could have that to their advantage, that they've got that climb coming where it does and thin the group down. I think Tiger will be looking to see whether it goes to a sprint. We'll have to wait and see. Category 6 at the moment, nearly 15 kilometres in, down in the pens at kilometre 0. It is the Category 2 riders. Now, you can see the current teams on your screens. The teams, when we came into our team competition, 10 teams finishing the team competition last week in our finals. Third best team, the Hitmen team, including Phil Graves. Honourable mention to Phil Graves. Congratulations, sir, on finishing your 200th Sunday Race Club.
Ding, 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 ding,
the all-time greatest rider in terms of participations on the Sunday Race Club with 200 participations. Well done, Phil. Hitman came in third with Phil in there. The Goats in second place. And then top team were the Team de Farce. The squad coming through. Team time 4 hours 39 minutes, 17.685 seconds clear. They were 8 seconds clear of the team in second place. It shows you how close it is in Category 2. Josiah Betty, Arnie Jacobs, Angus Bengston coming through to score that team time for the Team de Farce. Team winners last week. They'll need to get their riding in as we drop in with Ivan Newkey. Now, Ivan, once again, in the Pain Cave at the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club. Definitely a place to visit.
It is, and the boxes have been emptied because last week they were all along the wall, and now there's just a small pile of them left in the corner.
Indeed. Indeed, the word of the day for me.
Indeed,
not phenomenal.
But
Indeed.
Ivan Newkey doing the business and down in that Abu Dhabi Cycling Club area, and he'll be right in the mix today. 70 riders on the start sheets in Category 2, biggest race field of the day today. Martin Omdahl has come up from Category 3, so has Christian Montoya. Great to see those two. And as we said, SS took the win last week. And other riders in the top 5 who are here, Josel Betty is here, Con Kane is here, Peter Milostic is here. All strong climbers, could go well today. Maciej Mendakowicz is another rider for whom could go well today, because this is a punchy type of course, and a rider who likes a breakaway, a rider who likes to be in the mix. Well, that's Mendakowicz.
I would love to see Maciej Mendakowicz break this race on the wall and go and try and take a breakaway through the aquarium climb, which is a depression halfway along race route, and then onto the big climb. I think that really would put the cat amongst the pigeons and really make life tough, because it isn't, of course, incredibly tough already in Category 2.
Well, yes. Van He took the win here when we were here last time, 1 hour 22 minutes. He's now in Category 1. Zach Nair was second, Michelle Machando was third, Godzari fourth, Stuart Miller fifth. Bengston, Alan Jung, X100, Newkey and Fawcett, they were the top 10. It's going to be interesting. We've got new riders as well, as we see a push on the front here. It's Trojanowski who's pushing on the front, Olivier Simmons. Why did I look? I should have known Olivier Simmons and Trojanowski were the two riders pushing on the front, and they are absolutely dialing it. Look at the stretch on that Category 2 pack at the moment because of those two riders' work. Now, we've got some new riders in the Category 2 race. Brian Fuller, welcome to the Sunday Race Club. 4th Sunday Race Club today. 3rd Sunday Race Club for Jakob Den. He set a 20-minute PB last week to finish 16th.
Nice one.
On
Good
the
ride.
Jebel Hafit. And that, of course, was his 2nd Sunday Race Club, because it's
Brilliant.
his 3rd today. So join the Sunday Race Club. You never know what you're going to do, but you
Go
could well
quicker,
set a
generally.
PB on the Jebel Hafit. And then the 1st Sunday Race Club for Bruno Fettet. He's here today. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club, sir. He's been riding MyWhoosh since July.
Congratulations, welcome, and great to have you along. If you are watching for the first time, good to have you with us as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the Sunday Race Club each and every Sunday of the year. There are no such things as breaks in the Sunday Race Club. It doesn't happen. Even when the World Championships is on, it's on a Saturday, so Sunday Race Club is on a Sunday. As we see, the riders on the front here now. Olivier Simmons, bottom left-hand side of your screen in this group. Arnie Jacobs in here as well. Jacobs, the rider on the centre there, and Benjamin Brignall, the rider who's on the front of the pack, out of the saddle here too. 3 very strong riders, 2 from Europe. Jacobs from the Netherlands, Simmons from Belgium. Real battle, interesting battles yesterday.
That'd be an amazing 4-up time trial, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. Oh, do you know what? 14 time trial squad consisting of Trojanowski, Jacobs, Brignall, Simmons. Yeah, yes, please.
Well, Yodi Jochens and Zach Nair have just joined them.
If it was going to get any better, it has. I think there could be a breakaway.
Oh, I don't know. The pack is coming. See. The pack is coming.
We will see. Right, let's go to our last race category to leave the pens. It's going to be Category 1. This is our elite race category. Abus Synergy took away a 3rd place with Paul Skierski, Leonard Jules for Stefan Van Els being their scorers in the team team competition on the finals. The squad of Alpha Jort last week scored second place with Ollie Jones, Dan Chirek, and Mikhail Kaminsky being their time scorers. The Boss Moves Only squad, though, Michael Knudsen, the man who has the third highest number of participations on MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, 180 for Michael Knudsen. He came in seventh place with Michael Vink in second and Jason Osborne in first. The Boss Moves Only squad, the winning squad last week. It's time to see what our individual riders can do today. And in our qualifiers, qualifier race number 1 in November underway. 55 kilometres lay in front of these riders. They're going to ascend some 838 metres, of which over 400 metres comes on the Canberra climb alone. This is going to be a tough day at the office for many of our riders. And remember, it doesn't get any easier the further up these race categories you go. You just go quicker.
It's so true. Well, 37 riders on the start sheets in Category 1, and we've got a fast push on the front at the moment. We've got some fabulous riders in here today. I'm going to say congratulations and a welcome return to Martin Martins. I love it. I'm retiring from cycling esports. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm coming back in, and it is fabulous to have him back in on the Sunday Race Club today. Niall Pedersen and Harvey Gledness, the riders pushing on the front at the moment and making sure the pack go fast. Magnus Kolset is back as well. He came on to the Sunday Race Club just before the MyWhoosh semi-finals, where he represented Norway and did a brilliant job, actually, just outside of the qualification top 20. But a brilliant job. Magnus, get Charlotte on the women's race, please. I think she'll be absolutely brilliant. And then what can I say? Jason Osborne took the win last week from Michael Vink.
You just want your coach riders on the Sunday Race Club,
oh, come on. Charlotte,
ex-coach riders.
Sorry, but Charlotte, as a junior, set multiple British national records on the track. She would be cracking on the Sunday Race Club. Other riders who are cracking on the Sunday Race Club, Nathan Guerra, Benjamin Brignall, Arnie Jacobs, Marcin Trosznowski and Olivier Simmons, because this is the Category 2 race going underneath the banner. Gabby Guerra is doing some filming in the back. Great to see. And, Simmons, Jacobs, Downey, they're all there. They're continuing to push. Category 2 has been lit like a flame.
Okay.
Well, I say that, but I'll tell you something.
It's all coming back together again.
Going through the City Beach Sprint, I can tell you Simmons takes the points from Jacobs, from Downey, from Mendakowicz at X100. But Category 3 went through there quicker.
Well, but you saw that move by Brun and Karlstrom. They've been ripping it up for kilometre after kilometre to take it to that point. So I'm kind of not surprised, I hate to say it, that we're seeing that kind of time checkpoint as they go through. We'll get a good look at those times when we look at the winners of our City Beach Sprint checkpoint in each of our categories. We'll have to get a Category 2 and Category 1 through there. Category 2 leaders going through, led by Simmons. Category 1 still to reach that point. They're at 1.7 kilometres of 55 kilometres of racing. Good to see some comments coming in, all the ones that I can translate anyway. So good to see everybody on there. Cat 2 looks crazy. I would agree. Category 2 is brutal. Think professional level at Category 2 and think super scary professional World Tour level at Category 1. Indeed, plenty of ex-World Tour riders and riders who maybe could or would have should have been in the World Tour level. Or still are. In Category 1 at the moment. Looks like Geoffrey Malheur, the rider from France, on the attack solo at this stage. And this early bumpy section, of course, when we looked at the course profile earlier, you could hardly see that there were any bumps in the road because of the scale, because of the size of the Canberra climb. There certainly is, and it's testing the legs of all of our riders. You can just see Mikhail Kaminsky at the top of your screen from Poland. You've got Michele Machado from Portugal and Riccardo Panizza from Italy.
Yes, you have indeed. And 3 riders to keep your eyes peeled for because they will indeed be instrumental at some point in this race. Kaminsky at the moment, he's got Panizza right in front of him, Cairn right behind him. Interesting to see Bert Cairn. Oh, Bert Cairn coming back up. Bert Cairn's one of those riders who fluctuates.
Yes.
He fluctuates in and out of Category 1 and 2.
He does, because he's right on the border of where those categories, depending on where that category sits and on what form he's on. Geoffrey Malheur, interested to see Geoffrey Malheur in action here. He had a great semi-finals in the World Championship semi-finals, rode really well, but I kind of
just outside of qualification.
just outside of qualification. I mean, it was a good ride. Oh,
It was a brilliant ride.
But I think there's a lot more to come from Jeffrey Miller. I think that we're going to see him really start to be in the mix and mix these up because of his style of riding as well. Very, very strong racing by Miller. Now Peterson going up along with Jasper Paradians here. Looks like Gedness on the move. Nobody really let these moves stick at the moment. They're going to see Miller being close down here. Pedersen, Paradies, Gedness, Alves in there as well. Gedness moving up. I think for me, very much at the moment, this is the early skirmishes. Pedersen at the moment, 7 watts per kilo, goes with Milor here. 2 riders now on this climb. They've still got some distance to get to the sprint segment. They could do with everybody getting their act together in that little group at the front. So Milor, Paradians, along with Pedersen, the trio of riders, now at the front. 5 seconds the gap back to Panizza and co. They need every one of those 5 seconds and probably a few more to stay clear once that bunch starts winding up on the run in towards that sprint segment. Quick reminder, 3 sprint segments, 1 before climb number 1, 1 between climb 1 and climb 2, and 1 after climb 2. So because it is not a fastest through the segment, because it is the first across the line at each of these checkpoints, you have to be at the front of the race to be in with a chance of taking a segment prize. Does mean if you're strong enough to win the race with a solo breakaway, you have the potential to hoover up every single segment prize and the overalls in every category. Nobody, though, seems to be that strong in the men's racing. I'm not going to say anything about the women's racing because, do you know what? There is a rider that strong at the moment.
Well, Jasper Paradines and Niall Pedersen, the 2 riders going head to head, and Pedersen picking up the green skin suit. Wow, we might need an update. But at the moment, Simmons leading through Category 2, John Brune leading through Category 3, Daniel Cadiz leading through Category 4, Joel Warren leading through Category 5, and Eduardo Sugai, who we did see right at the head of the show, leading through Category 6 at that point.
And now Pedersen leading the Category 1 race through at the top 6 minute 21. He got there in. Interesting comment on the posting here. Now has been hammering the training, so I've got to have him for Category 1 podium position today. Keep the insider tips coming. RT, go your own way, please. That's much appreciated. On the chat, you can get in touch with us on the chat. You can get in touch with us on Instagram. If it's live, do it on the chat. If it's afterwards, do it on Instagram at biking_Emma and at MattFixerPaint. And of course, don't forget you can follow at MyWhoosh on Instagram and on Facebook as well. We're going to dive across because we're going on to the climb at 9.1k for Martin Trojanowski. He's on his way up part 1 of the Wollongong climb. It will drop and then go up to the top of part 2. Then you can see he's on the right-hand side of the screen. Now Pedersen at the moment, left-hand side of his screen on the attack. And interestingly, the response has come from Jason Osborne. The world champion is on the move already.
Yeah.
Panic stations behind. Nobody wants Jason Osborne to go at this stage. Everybody's nailing it at the moment, trying to make sure they don't let that gap go too far.
But what a compliment to Niall Pedersen.
Yes.
Pedersen goes down the road. The person who chases him down in Osborne, and Osborne then says to him, "Come on, let's work together. You and me, we can do this." And what an absolute credit to Pedersen.
Definitely. Thomas Stroll just trying to close the gap down for the squad behind her, just trying to make that move. The Canadian rider just ahead of the rider from the United States of America as we drop in with Josh Power, who I think is riding alongside Mika Soderstrom there at the moment. So Mika, a fantastic race in the women's race earlier on. Josh Power on the right-hand side of your screen here, racing in the men's race in Category 3. Nearly said 4, but it's Category 3. It's different colour entirely. Josh at the moment, just making sure he stays in the pack. And good to see Josh, one of our younger members of the Headband Club as well. So Well done, Josh. Keep the headband club rolling out there. It's a strong look.
It is indeed, and just
Just
interesting to see. They've
jealous.
picked up a couple of Category 4 riders already. So the pace really fast and furious in Category 3 today. We said that and we knew that because they'd gone through that City Beach sprint so fast. Still really, well, pretty much at the same pace as the Category 1 pack. The Wollongong climb, they've gone up and over that as well at the moment, and Kalwaski doing the business, leading them through quite significantly, actually 12 seconds clear of a very, very large chasing group. And when I say very, very large, I'm talking around 30 riders.
Yeah, that counts as large.
Category 2 are on the Wollongong climb at the moment as well. 11.2 is where the polka dot banner is.
In this group, interestingly, Mr. X100 in the group, a rider second place in the overall standings. In category 2, in fact, we've got Phil Graves, Mr. X100, who are both riders. They're the top two overall.
Who have been on the Sunday Race Club
with 200 rides to Phil Graves, 186 to Mr. X100. But they're both category 2 riders. In the women's, it's actually Catherine Fua leading 179, category 1 rider, with category 2 rider Dorothy Gonzalez-Rur in second place on 164. So you don't have to be right at the very front of the racing to actually be right up there in the overalls as well. But you've got a lot to do if you're just starting now. That's 2 years plus of riding, realistically, if you have a few weeks off for holidays.
How many weeks are there in a year?
52. Phil's on 4 years worth.
There you go.
That is a phenomenal amount.
Yep, that's probably Friday Race Club where he started.
Yes.
Well, at the moment, the Category 2 pack are climbing the hill at the moment. And the hill they're climbing is the Wollongong climb. It's the first of 2 climbs today that are indeed checkpoints at the top, and those polka dot banners are where they are heading. And X100 at the moment is the rider setting the pace. And look at the damage being done. It's about to come into the dip and then the rise. At the very, very top of the climb. You can see that on the top right-hand corner, and you can also see the stretch on the group and the small group about to come off the back of the pack. Yourself, Betty, Jakob Dane is in the mix, Nathan Guerra, SS, Jan Kaplinsky, Frederick Gombert, all these riders to the fore of the group. They do not want to go over the top and then the rider at the front go off the group. Well, X100 at the moment just ascending and dropping. Betty, SS, all in the mix. The polka dot banner is coming. There's going to be a frantic push in the minute, and Betty is launching the attack at the moment at 7.7 watts per kilo. I think I've just seen a 10 from X100. 12, 16. This is a really big push now. He wants that polka dot skin suit. Who is going to take it? Well, Betty.
Giselle Betty absolutely flying up the Wollongong climb ahead of SS and Mr. X100 with Degan, Mare, Espina, Grace, Mundell, Pinto. It's a real who's who. Cahill, Guerra, Damsgaard, Nuki. Just taking a little bit of a hunt through this group to see where the gaps are coming. And at the moment, not really seeing a decent gap outside of the top 40 or so riders, maybe even more. Just continue to scroll down the screen. I'm going to get RSI in my finger before I get there, I think. 47 riders, pretty much 46, 47 riders in the leading group in category 2. At the moment, they've got their work cut out. Not as much as category 1 at the moment because Jason Osborne has gone climb number 1. Let's go. Wollongong climb. We saw him already in action in the early in those early moves, looking to get the gap down. At the moment, Jason Osborne, the world champion, has gone on the attack solo on the first of our climb segments. And at the moment, I'm looking to see if there's going to be a response here. Notable absentees here. Not seeing Michael Vink on our screens today so far. Not noticed him in there. Line of Justin is going to be going to the Worlds as well, I think. Am I correct?
Yes, wildcard.
Yes. What wildcard?
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, definitely.
Second last year. He's got that silver medal to defend and maybe could go one better.
Indeed, he could. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, a rider who really peaked for those Worlds last year. Got some great tactical nous as well. He used that to great effect. And the Worlds just are a little bit different, pretty much to the Sunday Race Club, just in terms of distance and format. And I think it plays into giving us a wider range of contenders than maybe the Sunday Race Club would suggest. Let's dive back in with one of those riders. Matthias Van here at the moment in the mix here in this group. Johan Noren in here as well. Alves in here. Van Elst, the Iceman, along with Kaminski. Knudsen's here. It looks like Jones is in the group as well. This is a big, strong pack of riders. I think for me, they're being pretty smart here. Because if you've got one rider off the front, if you break this group of chasers up, by going too hard on the climb, what you'll do is you'll actually hand the advantage to Osborne. If it's mano a mano, rider versus rider, Osborne versus anybody else, I think everybody else is going to have a hard time. Put Osborne up against 25, 30 riders chasing hard behind. That, for me, puts him at a distinct disadvantage. So don't break the group by going too hard in the chasing pack. You're better giving Osborne another 5-10 seconds, but have 15, 20 people in the group.
Well, it's a really good question, isn't it? Jones, Vyazin, Noren and Van He, all on your screen at the moment, part and parcel of this Category 1 race. They're the ones making the decision because, for me, does Jason Osborne really want a 44-kilometre time trial today?
I don't know whether it's what he might end up with.
Well, no.
It's a really good point, Emma. I do agree.
He chose to chase down Pedersen. He then said to him, come on, let's work together. He's then gone off the front on his own. He's got a 10-second gap. You know, arguably, he's choosing a long solo ride. Line of Vyazin now starting to move actually behind. So Vyazin, Skierski, Jones. I mean, there are riders in the pack who won't want him to take that long solo ride. They'll want to go with him. But they're going to need to do the business to close it down. And it's interesting that it's Vyazin who has chosen to really move. Kaminski, Vyazin's teammate on that Alpha Jaw squad, now also doing some work. Not that they weren't working before. I mean, specific work to chase Osborne down.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence a little bit here because I want to see what happens as we go over the top and into the descent. I think for me the picture will become a little bit clearer maybe as we go over. I think it's
not as to whether Osborne sits up or whether he keeps pushing on. Well,
no, whether it's a concerted chase behind.
Well, Osborne continuing to drive. He really is in time trial mode. Skierski now on the bottom left of your screen alongside Jones, Vyazin, Noren and Van He. The question is, what are they going to do versus what Osborne does? Osborne has kept on the pace and kept on the power. Knudsen comes to the front of the group. Oh, I love these team tactics. Look at that. I'll come to the front of the group and I'll take the pace off.
Yeah. Now,
look at this big push.
Loving it, absolutely loving it. That was a big dive over the top
Pucker
there.
and Vyazin.
Yeah, going for a sprint to bring them back. Now, these are the times as they went over the top of the climb checkpoint, as you can see, going over in time order in terms of category order. Osborne in category 1, Betty in category 2, Kowalski in category 3, Bushta in category 4, Prince in category 5, and Orego in category 6. So the full results in each of those race categories going over the summits of each and going through the checkpoints, going through the sprints on mywhoosh.com/results or mywhoosh.com and hit the menu and go across to the results from there. Go on to the live Sunday Race Club Qualifier race number 1. Remember, they are live and provisional until they're stamped with that blue stamp seal of approval.
Well, the Category 1 pack scrabbling to get back on. 1 rider clear, 20 riders chasing. This is Category 2. And it's looking like Phil Graves, Nathan Guerra duo. That's a cool duo. SS doing the chasing with Nuki as well. The new rider to the Sunday Race Club, Jakob Dane, also doing the chasing. Interesting. Just had a little look. He is again another under 23 rider from Denmark. Very heavy road racing schedule this summer.
Yes.
Good national level rider.
Interesting point that was made yesterday. I was watching the Koppenberg cyclocross.
Oh,
and
I've seen it.
They were talking about on there, and it was one of the discussion points was that coming off the back of a great road season into cyclocross actually gives you a big foundation base and actually can really step you up. I think for the younger riders like Dane, the same is true when you come into cycling esports. You use for example, in the Northern Hemisphere as your winter training or your winter racing. You've got that big block of racing in the summer and you come in, I think we could see some surprises coming in. It's certainly from Northern Hemisphere riders. We go into December, January time, particularly those nations where, the snow comes down in that kind of time and riders
it gets
jump
cold
on board
outside
inside.
like in Sweden.
Well, a bit like Sweden.
So
Yes.
Jakob Björklund on your screen at the moment, right in the parcel, in the mix at the front of the Category 2 race where he needs to be. I don't disagree. And actually, the cyclocross is another analogy, isn't there, between coming off at road season into cyclocross and coming off at road season into esports. You're coming off of a big endurance base, and actually, the work you then need to do to transition is short, sharp, and punchy.
Yep, and that's why cycling esports, particularly because very rarely do you actually take a rest in comparison to riding potentially in the outside world. Now, just moving across to Zenken Wang at the moment. Good to have you with us. Loving the picture in the background. L'Enfer du Nord, which is the Hell of the North in French, which is Paris-Roubaix picture in the background there.
Nice choice.
A great choice of picture, sir. 100%. And a member of the Headband Club. Clearly a rider of good taste. Category 5 rider in here, and good to see you in with us. Nicely up with that leading group there. So Zenken Wang in with the pack and riding really strongly at the moment. Nice in Category 5. We'll see whether or not he can stay there.
He's really doing the business, actually, right in that front group in the Category 5 race. Fabulous to have him in the mix. You know, I mean, I've highlighted a number of new riders today in both the women's and the men. I haven't highlighted all of you. If I have missed you, it is not deliberate. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club. We really have enjoyed watching our new members of the Sunday Race Club really get into their own and do the business on a Sunday.
Funnily enough, with it being the Sunday Race Club. Come on, Tish. Thank you. He's here all day. Okay, let's see what our riders are doing here today. Just going to take a little bit of a look on the comments. Interesting comments coming in. Super interesting for the upcoming MyWhoosh Championships. Now Pedersen versus Osborne. Plenty of strong riders in the Category 1 pack. Osborne going harder, maybe a little too early. Oh, yeah, everything but the last 500k,
well,
500 meters, 500k, 500 meters too early for me on this course.
Well, the Category 6 riders, Tiger and Gibson, locked together at the moment at 31.3 kilometre marker. They have just started the ascent of the Canberra climb, which is the major climb today. It is a 5.3 kilometre climb with an average gradient of 7.7%. There are some very, very steep sections. These two riders are 54 seconds clear of the chase behind. Gasiek, Dadson, Janowski, Skierski, Kuipers, all in the mix. It's going to be a good chase, but it's also going to be interesting to watch that duo and whether they can stay clear.
It certainly is. I'm loving the fact that on this course, which has got so many big points, as well as sort of some intermediate climbing positions that are not checkpoints. So the bumpy roads into Wollongong climb, the roads after, particularly the climb out from the aquarium, heading into that Canberra climb, really starting to provide opportunities. You've just seen the Category 4. They've just come out of the climb from the aquarium, climb the aquarium section. Basically, you drop down underneath the river and come out the other side of it, basically out at the top. I call it the aquarium climb. It's basically an underwater tunnel, but I like aquariums, so it's aquarium climb to me always. Out onto the climb, coming out from that low point of the course, heading in towards the Canberra climb. Category 4 braking again.
Yeah, they are. And it's interesting to see Paolo Kirchner on your screen at the moment. Good to have him in the mix. Is that a GB jersey you've got on there, sir?
It is 100% a GB jersey.
Absolutely loving it. Good job. Nice. Looks good on your shoulders.
Yes, it does indeed. It does. It's the classic GB skin suit there at the moment, as you can see, nicely tucked in here. Now Paolo Eduardo Kirchner is a rider who goes well under pressure.
Yeah.
It's now the time. It's now the time to say that I've got him marked down for being my winner today.
No pressure. Well,
he is. It's going to happen at some point. We're going to go on to the rider I've actually got marked down on my sheets as being my potential race winner in each category.
No, Kirchner, he's in the mix with Lapera, Rodriguez, Badal, Lim. Darren Lim, another strong rider in the mix today in Category 4. He's going to be really, really one to watch, I think. I think because he's taken a win here before and it's the only time they've been here, he's going to have it bagged and he's going to feel good. Psychological advantage. I know I go well on the course. I hold the course record. I'm going to ride well today. Even if you never say that to yourself, psychologically, somewhere in the back of your mind, you're thinking it. Well, category 3 on the left-hand side of your screen, Morgan is in the mix in the push on here. Look at this, at the 26.7 kilometre marker. This is one of the climbing sections, and as we say, it's not really much flat in Australia at all. But we've got 3 riders in this category 3 race coming clear now as they go up. We've got Ivo Sur trying to close the gap down to the 3 at the front. 9 seconds back to Carsten Mayer, Juan Quiros, and David Kolowski.
So sure, seeing that Hammer, Morgan and Pizzelle have gone off the front here of this group on the climb, wanting to come across. And I think it's a... Is it... I was quite forceful in my argument in the women's race that you need to race to your strengths on that final climb to the finish. Because you need, if you're a climber, you need to really make the sprinters' legs hurt. If you're a climber, do you need to go on this climb out from the underwater, from the aquarium section, when you've got the Canberra climb ahead? Or is that wasted energy? I don't know.
Well, we'll see. But category 2 at the 21.4 kilometre marker, they're about 10k out from the Canberra climb. They've still got a long run to go. You can see we've got a rider off the front at the moment in a chasing pack. Brignall, Dannies, Bjarhead, Mare, Ospina, Godzari, Yockams, Cahill, Newquay, X100. Everybody you would expect to see in the mix are in the mix. There's 2 riders still down the road in that category 2 race. So they're just hanging off the front.
Sanders Bankston on your screen. Some nice artwork in the background there. Sprint finish back right-hand side of the pain cave there. So you can see him watching the screen in front of him. The member of the Headband Club, obviously. It's a nice clean pain cave there. Emma's just shaking her head. I'm not going to stop saying it, even if you shake your head. Headband Club is a thing. It might be an unofficial thing, but it's a thing.
Wow.
You only need to look on the MyWhoosh.com website.
Concairn is with you.
You see, exactly. All the best people are members of the Headband Club. Concairn is as well. You see that. In fact, everybody all the best people are, they maybe just not wearing them at the time.
Well, Ken, right in the mix in this category 2 race. Strong rider and one really to watch out for today. Santo, Jacobs, Kisnowski, all there as well. Pierre Fell is in the mix too. The category 2 race is stacked. Bearing in mind it is the largest race field with 70 riders on the start sheets today. It really does have some strong riders in it. I also say look out for Peter Milostic. He really is good on a long climb. Tell you what, it's Graves, isn't it? It's Graves who's still down the road. 11 seconds they've got at the moment.
Well, he's starting off his 201st Sunday Race Club. Probably how he started his first one, going on a long breakaway and just making it hard for everybody for a long way out.
He was a bit of a master originally, wasn't he, of doing a really hard hour and then sitting up.
Was that? Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was his first part or that was phase 2. He's been around for so long now. He's, getting on a bit.
Well,
anyway, we'll leave Phil to his
Nathan Guerra
breakaway.
is the rider with Phil at the moment. And as we said, it's a really strong duo. Phil Graves and Nathan Guerra looking like they're working really well together.
I think they're a great duo. I think they make a great duo out on the... if you were to go take them out onto out on the road on a mountain bike, put them on the track, put them on cycling esports, I think that they make a great pair. You've got Nathan, for me, has got that slightly more kick and punch, and Phil Graves has got that longer, steadier burn. And I think as a team time trial pair, they'd be ideal.
Yeah, I agree.
I identify with Nathan Guerra, obviously, for not doing lots of long work. You can identify with Phil Graves for that long, steady state effort.
Well, I can tell you the two of them really are starting to stretch the gap at the moment. They're a bit out of sight, out of mind, which is a great place for them to be. It could well be a great move. Well, at the moment, take a look at this, because Johan Noren has done the business. The pack have brought Jason Osborne back, and now Noren is attacking. Fabulous, fabulous move at the moment from Noren. And Noren is a good climber.
He's a phenomenal climber, a phenomenal mountain biker, a phenomenal technique. Great when he's riding. You can just see he's got the engine, he's got the power. He just needs the right combination of things, I think, because he doesn't. Because he's not maybe at the level that Osborne is on certain things. I think he just needs the right combination of race conditions to get there.
This is interesting for me, because last time when we got to the top of the Wollongong climb, Osborne was ahead. Going through the Wollongong sprint at the 13.7 kilometre marker, so 7k ago, Osborne had 20 seconds on the group. Off the back of the groups, it was Osborne with a chase group of 15. Off the back of the group was Dan Turek, Remy Confession, Bert Cairn, and Harvan Gledness. They were the riders distanced at that point in time. It's looking like whilst we have been away, it has all changed because, of course, Osborne back in the group. Van He is there. Kaminski is there. Skierski, Vujasin, Van Elst, Stefan Van Elst on our screen at the moment. As always, cool, calm, and considered.
So he's known as the Iceman.
Well, Van Elst doing the business. Ollie Jones is on his wheel at the moment. Thomas Thrall is there too.
Great to see these riders in action. Stefan Van Elst, pain cave rarely changing. Absolutely love the consistency of the pain cave from Stefan Van Elst, the Belgian rider at the moment, looking super smooth, tapping along very strongly indeed. And at the moment, certainly looking like he's got something in reserve. All 6 race categories here on MyWhoosh verified. All 6 race categories going through that same power passport and the test to check that they are in there and out and racing. Just going to say interesting comment from Go Your Own Way. All the best legit riders are here battling it out on SRC. You can make up your own mind, but we are here each and every week. 52 weeks of the year with prize money for the top 10 riders individually in each race category, with equal prize money between the men's and women's. Team competition prize money coming out at the end of the month, and full verification across all of our race categories. You do the maths, work out whether you agree with that comment or not.
Over 500 riders verified every Sunday.
Each and every Sunday. Not top 3, not top 5.
Well, Ivan Stanev on the screen at the moment. Look at that. Cycling in the gym. That's what you can say. But part and parcel of that Category 6 race, watching the Category 4 riders go past at the moment. And that Category 4 race really pushing on as Stanev gets up and out of the saddle and pushes on those pedals on the climb at the 32.3 kilometre marker. He is on his way up the Canberra climb. There's still a long way to go, but the Category 4 race is going on around him. And Darren Lim at the moment, the rider who set the course record in Category 4, currently at the front of the race. Jussi Palaka, he's one to watch today
good to see
as well.
Jussi. I wondered how long it'd be.
Great to see him on our screen. He's doing the chasing here. He's got Jose Rodriguez and Rafael Butcher with him. Cesar Iglesias is there and Ollie Solar.
It's a strong chase group here.
Look at it.
It's a big chase group. It's a strong. And looking at Jussi Palaka at the moment, just climbing on a rhythm here, just setting the tempo, setting the pace at the moment. You can see Comfy, they're still giving us a wave. And that's what you want to see. Now, interesting move at the back here because the Category 2 race just starting to get a little bit closer to come up this climb. SS leading the charge here, the characteristic blue bandana and the blue bike at the moment. Now the UAE clan team rider making
He's
his way
lost
up
his
here.
Socks.
Oh, has he blown them off in the power? He's got blue socks on, surely. Tell me he's got blue socks. SS with 159 participations on the Sunday Race Club. 6th place overall at the moment. 6th place and what would be 4th place in the men's competition.
Well, I'll tell you at the moment he's doing the business, trying to chase down Graves and Guerra. Cahill is in the mix as well. So is Ivan Nuki, X100, Marcin Wozniak, Josel Betty. They two are all now moving. Ivan Nuki on your screen at the moment in that room at the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club. He's on X100's wheel. Look at that. It's one long line now. Just 2 seconds, 1 second to Graves and Guerra. The two riders are going to be brought back into the fold before they get to the base of the Canberra climb.
But this is where a good push here could help break these riders clear and drop anyone off the back of the group who's struggling. So keeping the pressure on now will really put the hurt on people who are struggling. You can see exactly why Miss X100, why Ivan Nuki were coming across there to get across that gap, because you could see they were going to come on to Guerra, come on to Grace. You got the potential for that to stretch out. What you've got to do now, though, is be very careful, because if somebody puts the pressure on now, you could be in trouble. And you can see in the back of this group, one rider, then another rider, then another gap, and another. And they're going to lose this. They'll lose the group if they're not careful, because you don't have that draft advantage of sitting in the back at the back of that group. When you're hanging off the back, you've got to get yourself back in touch, and you've really got to move. Each of those riders at the back are struggling now. I think we're going to potentially see one rider get back on, two riders not make it, but at the back, that is the result of what's happening on the front, and the front is being driven here. That's absolutely critical to be in a position. We're in with Marcin Wozniak at the moment, very much keeping that rhythm tapped out as he goes around here nicely in position. He's just holding top 5 position most of the time here as he comes around this turn here. They've got in front of him John Brune, in fact, one of our category 3 riders, the sprint leader in the category 3 race in the green skin suit that they're going to come on to. But this group of riders riding really, really well at the moment and putting the pressure on it, and it is detaching riders off the back, and that is doing the damage. So category 2 at the moment, really racing their way in and through. Category 1, well, they're down underneath the water at the moment. They are down subterranean, sub-aqua, down in the base. You can see the water out to the left-hand side. He's just in with Lionel Vajassin on the left-hand side of our screens at the moment. The Category 1 riders at 25.6 kilometres, 28.5k covered for Category 2. I think Category 1, expect to see the pressure come on, but I can't see this breaking here. I can see it being attritional, a bit like we saw with Category 2. Attritional, losing 1 or 2 riders, not 1 or 2 going off the front.
Interesting. I don't disagree, actually. Skierski, Vujassin, Alves, Thrall, Osborne, all in the mix here, doing the business, pushing on. Category 2, well, it's Maciej Mendakowicz who is clear, and look at that, 12 seconds. They brought back in Graves and Guerra. Counter move by Mendakowicz, and he goes out and over the top. We said at the beginning of the day that he was going to do some work here, and it was the type of course that you would expect to see him put an attack in, and an attack he has. Vidal Mayer on the group behind Marcin Wozniak, SS, Zach Nair, Dan Mundle, all in the mix. So is Guerra and Betty. But Mendakowicz, the pace and power of Mendakowicz to go clear at the 29.3 kilometre marker. He's at 13 seconds, and he's going to take that, I think, into the base of the climb. The question is, well, who's clocking him? Because at the moment, Mayer comes to the front, so does Wozniak, and they go straight down to around 2.5 watts per kilo. Mendakowicz is comfortably time trialing at the moment, and he's time trialing at around 5.5 watts per kilo. Great move. He's extending his lead. So the move goes on in Category 2. The moves continue to go on in Category 6. And Brent Gibson is doing the business at the front of the race on the Canberra climb. Now, Brent Gibson, we said at the very beginning of the show, holds the course record on this outer loop course in Australia, set in the September final, 1 hour, 38 minutes and 29 seconds. And he's doing the business here today as well on the Canberra climb at the 35.5 kilometre marker. He's got 1 kilometre of climbing to go till he gets to the polka dot banner. He's 36 seconds clear of Julio Arrego. Stefan Teigert climbing strongly behind, actually, at 49 seconds. Bruno Silva at 51. So the Category 6 race, Gibson doing a great job. 300 metres behind him. Well, we've got the Category 5 race underway as well, and there's a bit of a battle ongoing there as well. Diego Ronsancio is the rider pushing on, but look at that pack behind. Bertrand, Young, Friedeck. He's just hanging off the front of that Category 5 group, and it is one big pack climbing the Canberra climb as they come up towards that 1k to the top of the climb to go. Category 6, well, Brent Gibson doing the business off the front of that group. Category 5, well, I think this is still going to stay one big group. Prince now coming through the pack fast and hard, actually. I think he's going to take up the mantle very, very shortly on the front. But this is a great race at the moment on the Canberra climb.
Good to see Zheng and Wang right in the mix here. As you were just talking about Prince coming up there, so Wang very aware that Prince was making a move on this climb, and they've got a train of riders in front as well, which is always really good. I mean, 13k an hour, you're not going to get a huge amount of draft advantage, but every little bit helps on a climb of this magnitude coming up towards the summit. So at the moment, the riders going to be making their way through these twists and turns, soon give way to a long straight climb up to the summit. And then it is a right-hand turn around the top, and then back down again and dropping back off again. So this is part of the climb. A little bit easier to keep that momentum going if you're struggling, because you don't have that long drag. We're going to take a look across at three really strong riders now. David Young and Rodolphe Bertrand right up inside the, I think they were second and third, if I remember correctly, last week. On your screens on the left-hand side of your screen, David Young from the United States of America. On the top of your screen, we've got Rodolphe Bertrand from Canada. On the base of the screen, we've got Zheng and Wang in the centre there. And good to see those three riders. You can see the effort that's going in.
Well, it's at 13% at the moment, and I can't tell you how hard that feels when you are riding it and racing it. When the gradient kicks back to around 6 or 7%, you actually feel massive relief. But the gradient really, really steep at the top of the Canberra climb. It is, well, you can see how hard the riders are working on your screen. David Young, Zhenken Wang, and Rudolph Bertrand on your screen, and you can see the effort going in on the climb. Bertrand at the front of the Category 5 race, about to come onto the back of the Category 6 race. The leader on the Category 6 race is 200 metres up the climb at the moment. He could well be the first rider to see the polka dot banner. I say could, because Bertrand is coming hard in that Category 5 race and working his way well and truly into the top 10 on the road.
900 metres separating those riders, about 400 metres to go for Gibson. But as you say, that pace from Bertrand, absolutely phenomenal. Those are our riders currently on the Canberra climb, a bit further back at the 29.1k marker, just making their way around on the bumpier section. It's Skirsky and Osborne at the moment, just winding things up. Can't get away at the moment. Pavel Skirsky just looking to try and break things apart. Not happening at the moment. And I tell you something, I would always take it as a mark of respect that Jason Osborne is marking you out.
Yes, I agree completely. And Pavel Skirsky, another one of the young riders, new to MyWhoosh this year, and the Sunday Race Club, and again, getting better and better and better and better. Very, very focused, very targeted young racer.
Yeah, and if you want to understand what I mean, if I went down the road, Jason Osborne is just going to go, there is no way this guy's going to beat me. He's no threat. We'll just leave him to get 20 minutes, and I'll catch him back in about 5 seconds flat. Meanwhile, let Paul Skirsky go down the road. That's a very dangerous move because he is a threat.
I'll tell you the
to
dangerous
the
move in Category 2. They've let Maciej Mendakowicz go down the road.
100% danger,
it's
danger, danger.
30 seconds. What on earth? Can you believe that? Taking a look on the right-hand side of your screen, Maciej Mendakowicz, he countered the move when they brought back Guerra and Graves and went straight up and over the top, and they let him go. The gap now at, 20 seconds at the moment, and X100 now on the charge behind with Ivan Yuki, Stuart Miller, Khan Kane, Mads Buster, and Jamie Cahill.
And Peter Milostic, which you warned about earlier on, Nathan Guerra. It's a long train of riders, actually, this pack, I think. And this is where the danger comes for Maciej Mendakowicz. It depends on the pace to come over the top at. This X100 setting a tempo, which we've seen him do time and time again. Nuki holding the wheels. Miller is there. Stuart Miller's on good form as well. The Irishman really working hard, making his way up on that climb, chasing down at the moment. But Brent Gibson of Category 6 will be the first rider over the summit of the climb of the Canberra climb. He's going to take away maximum points in the climb competition in Category 6 there. Meanwhile, behind, look at this big push coming from Zheng Wang. He's gone off the front here. Prince at the moment holding the polka dot skin suit, but he'll come over the top of this Category 2 climb in great position here. So Wang absolutely giving everything to go over the top. Prince, Cirillo, Wang, Friedek. It was last time through. This time round, it's going to be Wang, Bertrand, and Prince in that order, and I think Wang and Prince will be tied on points, subject to confirmation.
Well,
Depends on timing through there.
It does indeed, but Brent Gibson, the only rider down the road now in front of the Category 5 race. Gibson leading that Category 6 race. He's a solo rider at the moment, and I tell you, I think he's going to be looking forward to that Category 5 group catching him because he can sit and take the draft. There's nothing against that in the rules at all. And bearing in mind, it's basically downhill, flat with a couple of punchy efforts now, the 18.5-kilometre run to the finish. If Gibson has company, it'll make that easier.
It will indeed. Having somebody with you will indeed help. Now, the group coming up onto Massive Mendakowicz. We saw the work being done by Mr. X100. SS's teammate has gone up over the top of him at the moment on the chase, looking to ball back Mendakowicz. So Mendakowicz just in front. Here comes SS with the train coming up behind him. Mr. X100, Ivan Yuki, Jakob Den. The riders coming up. So Massive Mendakowicz. Yeah, shake of the head. They're not to be today. I'm giving it everything. Chapeau, sir. A fantastic effort to try and break it clear. He went for it. I did say I'd love to see him go for a long one from the aquarium climb, but he's in the lead group. Stick in there, sunshine. This is it. This is the run for the finish. If you can stay with these guys over the last section of the climb, you've got this.
If he can stay with these guys, he's Massive Mendakowicz. Of course he can.
Well, we will soon find out. Leading group up at the top here. Mendakowicz drops in with the pack. Damsgaard 2 seconds back at the moment. Milostic a second back. Bengston a second back. There's some good riders being put under pressure on the climb by the phenomenal climbing talents on the front in Category 2. Category 1, they're onto the climb. Osborne and Skierski. Well, Skierski wanted this to go. He wanted it to break clear. He's got Osborne there for company. Now, Pavel Skierski just needs to hold that wheel. Let Osborne do the work.
I think Skierski's secret power is self-belief.
Secret power. Like everybody's got a superpower.
Yeah. He has self-belief, and I think actually Pavel Skierski absolutely does the business and believes he can do the business. And by doing that, he is doing the business. And at the moment, that business is sitting on Jason Osborne's wheel up the Canberra climb on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club around 13 days before the World Championship finale.
Indeed, and at 25, 26 kilometres an hour, there's some serious benefit to be sat on the wheel rather than in the front. You can see that in the power numbers. Skierski not having to match Osborne's power as they go over. That aerodynamic advantage of sitting on the wheel does diminish as the speed comes down, but they're still travelling at some pace. The gap they've got, 17 seconds at the moment for Pavel Skierski and Jason Osborne, are two leaders in Category 1. In Category 2, Ivan Yuki and Mr. X100 at the moment have a 6-second gap to Stuart Miller, Nathan Guerra, Jakob Dane. So at the moment, Yuki and X100, who we saw working really well together last week, continuing to push. Emma, have you got some more results from the top of the climb in any of the other categories?
Category 4 have just gone over the top of the Canberra climb. Jussi Palaka leading them through. Yusuf Badal, the young rider, doing a strong job in second. Antti Poni in third. Cesar Iglesias in 4. Jose Rodriguez in 5. Then there's a 15-second gap back to 3 riders, and then a further 10 seconds back to another group.
So breakaways going in Category 4. We've got 2 riders on the attack in Category 1 and Category 2. Category 1, left-hand side of your screen. And Pavel Skierski, along with Jason Osborne, the world champion, who's currently resplendent in the polka dot skin suit. We've got Ivan Yuki on the right-hand side of your screen in a person, his avatar, just at the moment chasing the yellow bandana and the yellow wheels of Mr. X100, 2 very strong riders in both of our race categories on the front, both very dangerous moves to let go clear. There's a long run down from the finish, so these riders really need to make this work for them. Ivan Yuki out of the saddle here, really stamping on those pedals. So is Skierski. They've got to keep this pressure on. Skierski with that slightly higher revs just sits back down again at the moment. He's out of the saddle at 70 plus. Now goes up to 80 revs per minute. The Category 1 rider's just going on to the flat. Skierski's got to be careful he doesn't lose the wheel as Osborne continues to push into this flat section. Osborne wanting to make that momentum work. They are chasing the Category 2 leaders. Between them, 1,400 metres separating the Category 1 leaders and the Category 2 leaders at the moment. And I think Martin Omdahl, who is no slouch at all, is the next rider to see the Osborne ski duo coming up onto his wheels as they make their way up. Omdahl right up there in the Category 2 race.
Yeah, he is indeed, and it is fabulous to see. Fabulous to see the racing, fabulous to see the push, and fabulous to see just how far and fast these riders are moving. Now, this is the Category 5 leading group. They've just caught Brent Gibson, who's leading the Category 6 race. We did say last time we were in with Gibson, this is exactly what he could do with Happening, because he's now in a group. He can now take some draft. He can now get as much recovery as possible. But Bertrand Holm, Horn, Loxley, Friedeck, and Alalusa in that leading group in Category 5. It's a big leading group, you know. Riley Milostic is there, Matt
Huge.
Smithson is there, Christian Braun is there, Zenkum Wang is there. It's a cracker, 42.8 kilometres into this 55-kilometre race. It is fairly flat with a couple of short, punchy climbs along the way, but there is nothing really to stop this group staying together other than tired legs and short attacks.
Definitely. Tamo Friedeck on our screen at the moment, nicely in that lead group at the moment. Good to see Tamo here. Guten Tag, Tamo. Tamo from Germany. Just got the screen right in front of him there. You see the fan blowing in the background, the sun streaming in through the windows. Now Friedeck in here, just starting to push a little bit clear in front of that group in Category 5, off for a long breakaway. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, Category 4 leaders Antti Poni, along with Jussi Palaka and Sebastian Duda, the riders at the moment on the move in Category 4, right-hand side of your screen. Category 4 at 41.9 kilometres.
Well, and Category 3 have just gone over the top of the Canberra climb. David Kowalski leading them over with Josh Power and Lewis Ridley. Those three riders 10 seconds clear of Juan Quiroz. Maximilian Stedman is with Quiroz as well. So is Heaney, Torres. Then there's a 10-second gap back to Sur and Kansara, who are also with Lynn and Conda.
Really good group up at the front of that Category 3 race. Kowalski, Power, Ridley, Cars, Stedman in there as well. Max Stedman, familiar name to many people on the UK race scene. Interested to see he's in that mix as well. Definitely danger rider. Kowalski, though, leading them over the top. Meanwhile, Category 2, Mistakes 100 has dropped Ivan Nuki for 9 seconds here.
Wow.
Nuki just starting to drift into the clutches of the chasing group behind. Degan has caught him, in fact, and gone over the top. And it's Degan that you can see trying to power across it. Jakob Degan, the rider, trying to get onto the wheels of Mistakes 100. They're approaching the top of the climb. They're coming around the left-hand turn. Then basically, pretty soon, it straightens out. You can see the top for a long way out. And it just feels like it goes on forever. It's the real soul-destroying part of this climb. When you get up towards the top, you see it's in front of you, but you know you've still got a long way to get to the summit and to that banner.
Yeah, so Daniel pushing on here now, chasing X100. One of the young riders that we mentioned at the start of the show, third Sunday Race Club today, finished 16th last week and set a new 20-minute power PB on the platform. We were mentioning earlier on a road racer from Denmark. Great to see the younger riders now starting to really pick up onto the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. And I think the end of that road season, really instrumental. I mean, Remy Confession is another one of those young riders, French rider in Category 1, coming off of a road season and onto the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club as well.
Yeah, definitely. And a rider who's moved his way in across. We're with David Kowalski, the rider who led over the top of the climbing Category 3. Kowalski, Ridley, and Power making their way down here at the moment, though it looks like really on the move at the front. This lot, for me, I'm not sure I would be even thinking about breaking anything up anywhere at 40 kilometers. We've got to get to 55. That's a long way to go, Sonny. You've got to be so confident that you can hold off riders or that there are people in front. Lewis Ridley at the moment, 6 watts per kilo on the move, on the attack. I know we've got a sprint coming because it's a sprint checkpoint at 47.4, but that is at 47.4, not 42.4. Okay, let's go back onto the climb at the moment. Now going over the top of Mr. X100, the young rider from Denmark on the front, still not at the top. And you can see what I mean about being able to see the banner for a long way off. If we look behind and in front, you can see the banner in the distance. It still looks miles away. It's 200 meters away from Degen at the moment in front, and it's over 200 meters back to the chasing riders behind that. It's absolutely brutal. But at the moment, Jakob Degen on the front of the race in Category 2. Mr. X100 in second. Peter Milostic currently in third, chasing hard. He's got SS glued to his wheel. Maz Buster is right up there as well. Buster's been on some phenomenal form recently.
Yeah, he has.
Definitely a rider to watch as we come into that finish with that sprint. As they come over the top, it's going to be Jakob Degen in Category 2, who's going to take the climb segment. He's going to go ahead of Mr. X100. And now this is about making sure that you get together as a group and really drive home any advantage that you've forged on this hill. On the big climb of the Canberra climb, making your way up that 402 meters of ascent from when we hit the climb proper to the summit. You got a little bit of regroup time on the top before we start screaming down the other side, and it's a fast descent. So aerodynamic advantage sitting in the wheels, absolutely critical for recovery.
It is, and I'll tell you, it's a great group. So Jakob Dane goes over in Category 2, top spot, 6 seconds clear of X100, who's 10 seconds clear of SS. Mads Buster, Nathan Guerra, Peter Milostic, a further couple of seconds back to Carlos Ospina. Then the next group on the road, Kant Cairn, Anders Bengtsson, Daniel Pinto, Damsgaard Wozniak, and Nuki.
And those riders in that group, I mean, they've got Nuki in there. So that for me, really does mean that they've got the chance of regrouping and pulling that group back together.
I think possibly we could see a group of 7 riders come together at the front of the Category 2 race. But that all depends on what Jakob Dane chooses to do and what X100 now chooses to do, and whether they want to time trial away and try and do a 2-up time trial to the finish line, 18 kilometres down the road, or whether they want to sit up and wait for the group. But the group behind are made up of people who are going to punch and drive to close the gap.
So let's see what happens. Meanwhile, Jason Osborne clear of Balskiski by 20 plus seconds now, heading out towards that half-minute marker. The current world champion in the men's race at the moment, already winding this up. He's got the polka dot skin suit because he led over the top of the Wollongong climb. He's been instrumental in trying to break this apart all the way through. At the moment, it's certainly looking to me like this Canberra climb is going to see him go over the top with the near half-minute gap on Skierski. It's already over half a minute back to the chasing group behind Jones is in there along with Kaminsky. A really strong chase group, but at the moment, Kaminsky, Knudsen, Vajassin, Jones, they've got their work cut out because of the gap that's being opened by Jason Osborne, who has the banner in sight. He can see that banner. He knows it's not that far away. The question is now, what does Skierski do? Does he wait for the group behind? Does he take some rest on the way down? Does he slightly just coming into the top of the climb? He's not going to get the climb segment. That is going to go, the checkpoint time is going to go to Jason Osborne. On the left of your screen, his polka dot skin suit matching that of the banner. It'll be 2 out of 2 in the climbs competition. 2 checkpoint prizes, 2 wins means that he's assured of the win in the climb competition overall. That means for me, Skierski can now go, do you know what? I'm going to wait. I've got a good kick on me. I've got a great sprint. Yes, you've got Ollie Jones in here, who arguably is a better sprinter, but he may well have had a harder time on the climb. Let's see who is going to close this gap down. It's still Jones doing the work behind Skierski as they come up towards the top of the climb. It's Skierski. Then Vujassin goes through Jones.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, Jones is on his way. So is Kaminsky. Knudsen in there. Chugles at 11 seconds, probably just a little too far behind to make up the gaps.
Yeah, so Jason Osborne leads through Category 1, the world champion, who'll be defending that title later this month. 57 minutes, 11 seconds. Jakob Dane led through Category 2. David Kowalski led through Category 3. Jussi Palaka from Ride Club Finland led through Category 4. Zhenkun Wang led through Category 5. And Brent Gibson from that BMC Spinergy team led through Category 6 on the way to what could be doing the double on this outer loop course in Australia. Well, take a look at that. Skirsky now just 4 seconds ahead, and Vujasin, Jones, Kaminsky, and Knudsen have him in their sights. Well, it's going to be an interesting one for me as to whether these riders can bring him back. 4 riders, and great to see, can I just say, great to see Kaminsky and Vujasin in the group. I've been a little quiet on the Sunday Race Club recently. Fabulous to see them right in the mix again.
Mixing it up, taking on the action. Great racing across all 6 race categories. From Category 1, our elite riders, right the way through to our standard race category, Category 6. The riders at the moment on the descent here in this Chase group with Jasin, Jones, Kaminsky. You've got in that mix, you've got Skirsky's just off the front of the group. Skirsky's working. You can just see that on the left-hand side, driving to build at the speed, to build at the pace, takes a drink from the water bottle here. Vujasin taking the chance to put a gel down at the moment with Kaminsky and Jones just taking a little bit of a check here. Jones crashed over the bars there.
Super tuck.
Yeah, just resting on the bars there, just not using the body strength to hold yourself up, just resting your elbows, your forearms on the bars there, saves energy, not using body strength.
Well, the question for me is, if Ollie Jones is texting Lionel Vujasin or Mikhail Kaminsky, you'll see them reading the message at the moment. Is that Vujasin reading Jones's message?
Yep.
Could well be.
I think so. I think so.
They've all taken a breather on that descent, and the heart rates have dropped dramatically. Look at that. Ollie Jones's heart rate now 137. It had gone down to 135. So you can just see how instrumental and how useful taking I was going to say a micro rest, but that's longer than a micro rest. That's a real significant
full-on rest on that descent.
It is to actually bring that heart rate down and be ready to go again. So all of those riders doing the business there. Skirsky's still out front, but it's 3 seconds. He's now digging deep and really pushing on as he drives away on the descent and tries to use the momentum to his advantage. Jason Osborne on the left-hand side of your screen. I'll tell you something, he's 700 metres up the road. Fabulous work from Osborne. He's now got into a group of Category 2 riders, and I'll tell you something, they're not slouches, those Category 2 riders. He's in the mix with Daniel Mundell, Vidal Mayer as well. So working with those riders on this descent, taking a little bit of draft, is going to help him too. Look at that. He tucks into that tuck as well on that descent and makes use of that recovery.
Definitely. So let's have a little bit of a check across right-hand side of your screen. Steinholm at the moment, the rider who led through the Melbourne Sprint. Currently clear from Braun and the chasing group behind. Big pack of riders behind. As it came through the sprint, it was home from Legfer, from Friedrich, Horn and Wang. Then Brown coming through with Milostic. All these riders, though, basically at the same time, with the exception of Holm, who had a 10-second lead. That group that's together, 12 riders, essentially, once they get Holm back, which I suspect they will.
Do you think?
Yep.
I don't.
It was at 10 seconds. That's not 10 seconds anymore.
No, it's not. But, well, okay, fair play. But Steinholm at the moment out front at the 51-kilometre marker. There's 4K left to go here on the Australia Outer Loop course for the Category 5 riders. Christian Braun, Jeremy Horn, Tamo Friedek, Rudolf Bertrand, Matt Smithson, Rod Loxley, all in the group behind. But Braun and Holm, clear at the moment. Holm 2 seconds up the road from Braun. I think Braun's going to come up onto his wheel, and then it's a case of what can 2 do versus the chase group.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sprint. I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be a sprint.
Well, it could well be.
There's just not enough. There's just not enough trigger points. We've got this little rise coming up now as we come around this right-hand turn. We then go on to the little bit of a riser, but it's not huge. We're then going to drop off the far side down into towards the seaside and then back out again. If this grouping of chasers in Category 5 do not close that gap down, they have wasted the opportunity of potentially taking a win. I don't think anybody wants to do that. Not on Sunday Race Club. It's not a fish and chipper race. It's not just some unverified race. This is Sunday Race Club. This is Sunday Race Club, this is where it counts. This is where you've got to be there. You need to be right in there. You need to be in the mix, and you want to take away the win. You don't let two riders go down the road in the last 2K, 3K, and get a gap, because you could be throwing away the opportunity of a win. And there's prize money. Top 10 riders in each race category taking away prizes as well. You can get all of the prize details on the webpage. It's www.mywhoosh.com. Go to events and then go from the events down to the main Sunday Race Club, the general overview page. On there, you'll be able to find links into everything, all the prizes, all the technical regs, all the rule set as well. That rule set coming with the World Championships, of course. MyWhoosh, the cycling esports partner for 2024, 2025, and 2026 so far.
Yes. So just taking a little look at the final sprint of the day, that Melbourne sprint, which is 7.5 kilometres out from the finish line. Category 3 have also just gone through that section. 7 riders have indeed come together at the front of that Category 3 race, and then there is a gap. The gap is around 20 seconds back to what is a further 3 riders. So 7 riders, 24 seconds to a chase group of 3 in Category 3. And you can see at the moment on that top right-hand corner of your screen, Josh Power seems to be wanting to leave the group.
Yeah, Josh Power's left the building at the moment. He's got the gap at the moment to Kowalski, currently about 6 seconds. Kowalski in the middle of traffic with lots of riders in and around him. Ridley's in that same pack as well. Coming onto your big screen here, there's a whole lot of riders in a whole little bit of course, causing a whole lot of confusion for a whole lot of riders.
Well, and exactly, it's what you've got to get used to. 6 races underway on this course at the same time, and 6 very different races all coming to fruition now on the latter part of the race here in Australia. The outer loop course is where we are at the moment. You can see them on your screen. So at the 53.3 kilometre marker at the head of the race, it's a group of Category 5 riders. They are bottom left. You can see them on the screen. The solo rider who was away has been brought back into the fold. Then at the 52.3 kilometre marker, that's on the right-hand side of your screen, the Category 4 race. Well, that I think is coming up onto the lead, or at least the chase group in the Category 6 race. And Jussi Palaka right in the mix where you would expect him to be on a course like this.
Certainly is. Jussi Palaka, Cesar Inglesi, along with Ati Aponi. But at the moment, the leaders on the road, Category 5, at the moment, leading this in through. And you can see at the moment, Steinholm just with a little bit of a gap. Friedek Wang and Bertrand on your screen. Bertrand will be looking to make this 2 in a row. It was a mountaintop finish. He got his podium on last week. Can he do it again here today? Home starting to come back, starting to get closed down. 1 kilometre to go, 1,000 metres, now 900 metres. And good to see Zhenken Wang. He's still got the energy to wave while still in the group with less than 1,000 metres to go. Time to concentrate, Zhenken. No point in looking at us. You need to be focused on when you're going to launch that sprint. Slight left turn, then a tighter left-hand turn, and then the riders will be able to line up for the finish. Steinholm being left out there to hang. He's dropped in there. Quick reminder, in with this group, it is going to be Brent Gibson, I think it is, of the Category 6 race. And at the moment, Gibson tucked in there in Category 6, looking to ride this train to the finish. Steinholm at the moment, he's riding his own locomotive. He's under some serious power at the moment. The gap's gone out to 3 seconds. They've left it late. Smithson launches the chase here. Smithson followed by Loxley, Legberg, Malostic and Bertrand on the move now. Have they left it too late? Steinholm has gone round that corner as the big kick comes from Alalusa. Alalusa is going to come in and through over the top as Smithson goes into the lead. Can Smithson take this? He's ahead of Alalusa. Alalusa's closing fast. It's going to come down to the throw. Oh, it's a photo finish. Smithson and Alalusa in the finish there, side by side as they went in and over the line. That is going to be close. Smithson looks like he's got it from Alalusa. Emma, have you got confirmation?
Yeah, I do indeed. The win by 0.067 of a second goes to Matt Smithson. Pano Alalusa comes through in 2. Eric Lekver in 3. Ryan Milostic, the young rider and one of the youngest riders on the Sunday Race Club, comes through in 4. And Tamo Friedek takes 5th place today. Can I just say, Brent Gibson also comes through to take the win in the Category 6 race as part and parcel of that sprint. So congratulations to him. Jussi Palaka currently at the head of the Category 4 race. He's got a group with him. Cesar Iglesias is there. Pony is there. Solar is there. They've got 600 metres to go. Palaka's on your screen at the moment, up and out of the saddle.
And Palaka now looking at what's happening in and around, and there's a number of riders in here in the Category 6 race that are going to be looking for their finish, and the Category 5 race as well. All these positions count, but Cesar Iglesias at the moment with the lead here. Palaka on his wheels, looking when to launch to come around that final left-hand turn. Now is the time to kick. Ollie Solar not being able to make any inroads in at the moment, as we see Palaka burying himself there. You can see he's just dropped down on the bars. He kicks at the right time. Jussi Palaka is going to get another win on the Sunday Race Club. This time it's on the flat in the sprint. Jussi Palaka takes the win in Category 4 from Cesar Iglesias, who takes 2nd place as they came in and over the line. It's going to be Anti-Pony who takes away 3rd place. 0.961 separating Palaka from Iglesias. Iglesias with the power at the initial part of the sprint, but it proved to be a perfect lead out for Palaka, who powered his way in and over to the top step on the podium.
Well, Joshua Power on your screen at the moment. He's leading the Category 3 race as we speak. He's 11 seconds clear of Lewis Ridley, the rider from Great Britain who we earlier saw in the studio with Mika Soderstrom. But Power at the moment is doing the business. He's broken away from the group. He's got 400 metres to go. He's going to swing around the corner and see the line.
So Josh Power with the gap to Ridley, Kowalski, Quiros, Stedman. He's blown this race apart behind Ridley and Kowalski at the moment, clear of the riders. But that is the banner. The UCI gantry is up overhead. This is going to be race win in qualifier number 1 in November in Category 3. Josh Power from Great Britain punches the air in delight. Race win, job done. Good job that, mate. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant riding and racing, and there's some celebrations going on.
Congratulations there for sure.
Definitely. What a great race from Josh Power there to go clear of that Category 3 race field, and it was so strong. Lewis Ridley has just come across the line for 3rd. 4 seconds, in the Category 3 race. There's a little 3 on his jersey on my screen, so I said Indeed. 3rd. Well, actually, he's 2nd in the Category 3 race.
And he takes away the green skin suit as the points leader, just jumping around a little bit because Kowalski's come through as well.
For 3rd in the Category 3
For 3rd
race.
in Category 3. So Power, Ridley and Kowalski in and over the line. Job done by them. And Dave Kowalski, I think he's going to go away with the polka dot skin suit as the winner of the climb competition. Now, Category 2, breakaway on the move because Degan's up here. We've got SS, Guerra, Mistakes 100, Mazbuster, Peter Milostic, that's a dangerous man in the sprint. Carlos Spina in here as well. Category 2, it's come down to a bit of a breakaway.
7 riders.
At the moment, they're clear by 500 metres of the rider. No, a little bit more than that, sorry. It's going to be 1.4k. My maths is rubbish. You have been once. Maths is poor. Jason Osborne, leader in the Category 1 race, who has the polka dot skin suit, the green skin suit, and he's going to take the yellow skin suit as well. Maybe he was spurred on by my comment that somebody could do that in the women's race. I wasn't going to say that was capable in the men's because he's proving me wrong. Thanks, Jason. So Nathan Guerra on the attack at the moment in the Category 2 race, just starting to wind this up, goes to the front here. Going to be a response from SS and Buster from Dagan. Mistakes 100 will roll in with them. I think at the moment, this is an interesting move by Guerra, keeping that pace high. The rider I'll be watching here, potentially in the sprint, it's got to be Peter Milostic. Milostic has got a phenomenal kick on his way out and into the finish. As Osborne, left-hand side of the screen in Category 1 leading. The leaders in Category 2, top right-hand side. You can see the chasers in each category directly below. So Kaminsky, Skierski and Jones, the riders that are together at the moment. I think we're
Yeah.
just in this. So a real mix of riders chasing in Category 1. It's a bigger group in Category 2 chasing, including Maciej Mendakwicz, a long-time breakaway rider. Looks like Mohammed Al-Kais in there as well. Stuart Miller, Jamie Cahill in there. Peter Trzynski, Bruce Bird in there. Bruce Bird being out-breakawayed on a breakaway. That's what I like
Did
to
you
see.
just say Bruce Bird has been out breakawayed on a breakaway?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
It happened today.
Well, I'll tell you something. Guerra at the moment is on the left-hand side of your screen, part and parcel of this three-rider group. On the right-hand side of your screen, that pack 300 metres behind. So the group at the front of the Category 2 race, I think we're going to see them come through first. I don't think we're going to see that chase group catch. So Ospina, Guerra, Dane, Buster, Milostic, SS, all in that group on the left-hand side. Well, that I think is where your Category 2 winner will come from.
I don't think that's not the boldest
Who
of
it's going to
predictions,
be,
is it?
I have to say, I have no idea. But Peter Milostic is absolutely
long.
dialing it on the front. He's going long. He's going hard. He doesn't want this to be a slow and steady run
Wow.
in. The last 2.5 kilometres of this are going to be hard because Peter Milostic is going to make them that way. He doesn't want them all to sit and look at each other. He wants to go, and he wants to go hard off the front. Nathan Guerra, well, you can see him looking and watching and taking in absolutely everything at the moment.
And if I was behind, I mean, Peter Milostic, I would put down to go for a sprint win on this. That would be my prediction. He's gone for the less obvious move initially, just to try and shake this up. I think they've shaken loose Mistakes 100 with that move. And I think that's it's one down. It's kind of like one down. Let's see if we can shake anybody else out. Can we fracture anybody else off from the group? That is going to make a difference. So they come in, Bruce Bird behind, putting in an attack from the chasing group of Betty and co. At the moment, trying to pull back the leaders. They're not that far behind. You know, the leaders can't really mess about. They can't play cat and mouse too much. However, Mr. X100 sandwiched in between now, coming back into the fold of that chasing group very, very quickly. The leaders in Category 2, they cannot afford to hang around. They can't afford to do too much finessing because you can see this big pack right-hand side of your screen. They're on a charge. They're on the move. 300 metres behind Mr. X100. Mr. X100 at the moment currently about 150 metres or so to the leading group, which contains Ospina, Guerra and co. Jakob Degen in there on the left-hand side of the screen. Any predictions here, Emma, other than the one that the winner's going to come from the leaders which are on the left of the screen?
Because I think Milostic and Guerra are the two riders pushing on the front here. Mads Buster is always one to watch in a sprint. In fact, I've just seen 11, nearly 12 watts per kilo from Buster. He's pushed on, closed down, come back. Jakob Dane is the rider to watch out for because we don't know anything about him. It's his first Sunday Race Club. For me, Nathan Guerra is gunning for a win.
Yeah, will it be Nathan Guerra's win here today? He goes down onto the drops. We expect to see some flawless technique from Nathan Guerra as he comes into the finish. The question will be, can he hold off the power of the sprint power of SS, who's in that skin suit? Will Degen spring a surprise? Will Buster be able to blow them apart? Milostic has gone early again. Now a quick response comes. They've still got plenty of distance to our race finish at 55.0 kilometres. This is all about the run for the line. Who is going to have the pace? Who can come through? Degen starting to wind at 11.3 watts per kilo here. Guerra goes at 14 watts per kilo, comes down to 13.5. He's back up to 14 here. This is some serious power coming down from Guerra. Buster comes over the top though because he's coming up 15 watts per kilo. He goes into second place. Guerra is giving it everything on your screens. He's side by side with Buster, but Mads Buster is going to bust the whole race apart here. He's going to take away the win. Mads Buster takes the win in Category 2. Second place for Nathan Guerra. Phenomenal sprint between the two of them, coming in ahead of Jakob Degen, who take away the yellow, the polka dot, and the green jersey between the three riders in the front. SS comes in over the line. We've got Milostic and Ospina as well. That was a brutal, brutal sprint in there.
That has got to be one of the best sprints I've seen on the Sunday Race Club in a long time. That was superb. And to be in the pain cave with Guerra as that unfolded was just seriously great viewing.
thank you every single rider who sends in their images, who joins the Zoom room. Please, please, please do that if you are coming on and racing. It's not mandatory. It is discretion. We really would love you to be on there and really be part of the fun that is the Sunday Race Club. It gives that insight. It's inspiring other people in terms of their performances, about how hard they race, about what they do when they're out and racing.
Well, last but by no means least is the Category 1 race out on the course at the moment. The last race field to finish, the world champion Jason Osborne has swept up the green jersey, swept up the polka dot jersey. He's got 300 metres to go. It's the final corner for Jason Osborne.
So Jason Osborne doesn't need to sprint. He can take this steady into the line. Jason Osborne steady, 5.7 watts per kilo. The world champion who has got that title defend very, very shortly indeed, comes through to take the win on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. He'll have the fastest time of the day. That's going to be a 1 hour, 18 minutes and a number of seconds. Waiting for my screen to update. 1 hour 18 and 47.954 seconds. He takes the win. Second place, by no means clear at all. I'm absolutely loving the fact that we've got Category 1 riders. We've got in the mix a number of Category 2 riders and Category 3 riders, all surfing the wheels of the Category 1. As the sprint has gone, the launch has gone, and it's gone from Vujasin being answered by Jones. One more left-hand turn to go. Kaminsky, Skierski coming as well. Skierski is at 14 watts per kilo. Jones is at 15, and he's in front of him. They're coming on to Vujasin. Vujasin overhauled by Jones. Jones leading the sprint for second place. They're coming in towards the banner. Ollie Jones takes the sprint for second place. Kaminsky's going to be in third. Punches the air in delight there. You can see Mikhail Kaminsky absolutely overjoyed with that. Well done to Mikhail Kaminsky. If there was a celebration for having the best result of the day, Alpha Jaw there taking second, third, and fourth place in the sprint with Jones, Kaminsky, and Vujasin. Then fifth place going to Skierski. What a ride at the front of the Category 1
race. I cannot wait
race.
for the 15th of November. If you, like me, cannot wait for the World Championships. We have just seen two lots of sprints, and what can I say? Hats off to Mads Buster and Nathan Guerra in Category 2, because that was absolutely phenomenal. Ollie Jones, Mikhail Kaminsky, Lionel Vujasin, and Pavel Skierski. What a sprint for second, third, fourth, and fifth place in the Category 1 race. That was superb. Chapeau, gents. Absolutely brilliant as we watch Michael Knudsen come over the line for sixth.
0.15 of a second. 0.15 of a second separating Kaminsky, Vujasin, and Skierski as Michael Knudsen comes in and through over the line. So at the moment, we're looking at our Category 2 results. The overall standings from Category 2 with Buster from Guerra. You can see that 0.239 of a second. Dagan, SS, Milostick, and Go coming in Category 2. The Category 1 race, Osborne coming in for that race win, as you can see. And Osborne taking the win from Jones, from Kaminsky, from Vujasin, from Skierski, with Knudsen coming in sixth place to add to his total of races and rides. A phenomenal race sprint from all of our riders who come in. The great sprint finish. A pleasure to put words to the action. You can catch up with all of these results. Just interesting to note that we've got Linda Milostic coming in behind Leonard Chugles, with Niall Pedersen also coming in there inside the top 10. So good results by them as they come in through. All the results updated. They're live at the moment. You can catch up with the full results. www.mywhoosh.com/results. Don't forget, jump on to mywhooshinfo.com for lots more in-depth analysis and lots of great stats as well. Watch it online. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be notified when we go live with the Sunday Race Club, when MyWhoosh goes live at any time, whether that is for the World Championship finals, whether that is some great news about the platform. Do make sure you jump on board and subscribe on Twitch TV or on YouTube. YouTube, if you want to put the comments. Thank you, everybody who's commented today on the YouTube channel. It's always great to get your views on what's going on. I know myself and all the team always enjoy reading the various comments on there. Thank you very much for watching. make sure you give MyWhoosh a follow. It's at MyWhoosh on Instagram and on Facebook. You can follow me at Matt Fixer Payne on Instagram, Strava, and wherever else on the World Wide Web you can find me. You can get hold of Emma at biking_Emma, particularly if you're one of our new riders. Get in touch. Let Emma know what you've been up to in the past, because it's always great to get those insights at biking_Emma. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to our riders for keeping us entertained. Qualifier number 1 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club has not disappointed on 2 courses that we knew were going to be exciting, while they absolutely blew us away today in the women's and men's race. We'll be back next week for qualifier race number 2. I hope you'll join Emma, myself, and all the rest of the team who bring you all of the images for qualifier 2. But that is qualifier race number 1 done and dusted. The fireworks started early in November on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. From Emma, myself,
Goodbye.
goodbye.